CBS's Elizabeth Cook describes what is seen.
You can see a person approach their front door and then cover the camera with a gloved hand. That person is also wearing a zip-up jacket and a backpack with a mask leaving the eyes and mouth visible. A gun also appears to be in a holster in the middle of their waistband, the front part of their pants.
Former NYPD detective Kurt Burkhalter says this is a game changer.
Someone knows this person, someone other than this person's associates who were interacting with them or may have assisted with them. The clothing is somewhat distinct, their gait and so forth.
A federal court in Georgia has unsealed records related to the FBI's seizure of 2020 election materials from Fulton County. Here's Justice reporter Jacob Rosen.
The affidavit listed what the agent said were 5 deficiencies or defects with the 2020 election and the counting of votes in Fulton County, including issues with the number of scanned ballot images in Fulton County's possession, ballots being scanned multiple times during a recount, and inconsistencies regarding tallies in an audit of ballots.
The National Governors Association has canceled its annual White House meeting after President Trump only invited Republican governors to what has always been a bipartisan event. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defended her boss.
The president has the discretion to invite whomever he wants to the White House, and he welcomes all those who received an invitation to come. And if they don't want to, that's their loss.
If you owe a lot of child support, Cammie McCormick reports you could lose your passport.
Parents owing more than $2,500 in child support have been subject to having their passports revoked by law. But in the past, that's only been done when they went to apply for renewal. The Associated Press is reporting the State Department will now begin to revoke passports on its own initiative, based on data shared by the Health and Human Services Department.
Day 4 of the Winter Olympics in Italy, and Team USA brought home multiple medals today in curling, men's cross country, and the luge. Plus,
Americans also got a bronze medal in the Alpine women's team combined today. Lots of attention on that as Breezy Johnson, the newly crowned gold medalist from Sunday's downhill race, teamed up with the most decorated Alpine skier ever, Michaela Schifrin. They came in fourth. Their teammates Jackie Wiles and Paula Moltzan teamed up and got a bronze.
That's CBS News correspondent Seth Doan in Cortina. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hundreds rallied to support a millionaire's tax. The story coming up after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
And this report brought to you by Simply Seattle. South 5 is all right heading into Seattle. Just a brief backup at 520 down to I-90. We're still under 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5, though, we've got scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. About 25, 30 minutes through downtown. Once you get over the Ship Canal, though, it's pretty much all clear into Everett. Seattle to Linwood, 20 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood, we're pushing a half hour with building volumes through Kirkland and Totem Lake. Once you get to Everett, we're looking good. North 5, just a little crowded between the Boeing Freeway and Highway 2. Everett to Marysville, taking you 10 minutes. Bellevue to South Center is a half-hour drive. We've got typical backups from mid-Bellevue down to the VMAC, and then you'll jam up in South Center as you approach I-5. North 405 is slow from South Center all the way up to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. South Center to Bellevue, 25 minutes. And Seattle to Federal Way, a 45-minute commute with pretty heavy volumes between Interurban Avenue and State Route 516. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. The battle over that so-called millionaire's tax continued today on the steps of the state capitol.
Jane Hopkins, registered nurse and union president, was among the hundreds of educators and healthcare providers rallying Tuesday on the steps of the state capitol.
Washington should stand for care, dignity, the community, and not for being worried about millionaires' feelings.
They're pushing for the legislature to pass the bill that would put an income tax on those earning over $1 million a year. Republicans like Senator John Braun are pushing back.
They want to get it by demonizing folks who have been successful in our state and then expanding it to everyone long term.
The bill is still in committee. Frank Lindsay. KIRO News Radio.
Well, no political debates over the Seahawks. The state Senate today passed a resolution honoring their Super Bowl victory. Republican Nikki Torres sponsored that resolution.
This resolution recognizes not just wins and statistics, but the teamwork, leadership, and resilience that define this organization and unite fans across Washington state.
Team also united lawmakers, the resolution receiving unanimous support. Seahawks coach Mike McDonald says he is using social media to relive the Super Bowl celebrations here in Seattle. Coach tells 7 Cents Seattle Sports there's a special Super Bowl folder on his Instagram account.
Like there's videos of like our city when it goes to zero and there's like chants going on, there's fireworks going. I mean, out of the it's just I want to just capture all of it, So there it is.
He should have plenty more videos to add after tomorrow's victory parade through downtown Seattle. Fraud alert in Pierce County, where the sheriff's office says people are posing as law enforcement and asking for money. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has more.
Deputies say the bad guys combed through publicly available jail records for recently booked suspects. Then they track down family members and tell them their loved one can be released on electronic home monitoring if they pay for the ankle monitor immediately. Deputy Carly Cabetto says you can probably imagine what happens next.
The money will disappear very quickly, and unless they can contact their bank and stop the payment in a timely manner, these payments cannot be stopped.
If you receive a call like this, no, it's not legit, hang up and call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Now to your forecast, looking at clear skies today, fog tomorrow before the skies clear for the victory parade for the Hawks. Right now, sunny, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Please. If you would, please.
I'm Lowell, the Hammer Stanley. Okay. I will hunt down everyone responsible for hurting you. I will make them pay dearly. If you want all the money you need, the money you deserve, call me. 459-CASH. I'm Lowell, the Hammer Stanley. I want to get you all the money the law says is yours. Lowell, the Hammer Stanley.
459-CASH. Oh, all right, got it. Here we go. Wait, look at my shirt. Did that look worse on television? Or video, whatever that is? I think so. I think I came out of the ass and numb or something with this thing on, don't I? Huh?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Get that kind of horror. Diving in references to old movies 30 years ago. Oh my God! It's just my blood is boiling when I hear the stories to hear these people demanding somebody else's money. This millionaire tax is just really bugging me. I'm not a millionaire yet. Everybody should read Frederick Bastille's The Law, written in 1848. It's some idea of the history of just demanding somebody else's money, just assuming that, well, they're a millionaire, they don't deserve it. We deserve your money more than somebody. It's the taking. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. It used to be property. They changed it to happiness. But that's yours. You earned it. You made a sacrifice. It's yours. It's not somebody else's. It's not somebody on the steps of the Capitol complaining that you have it and they don't, and they're going to come and take it from you. It's really it's a bizarre point of view. I'll just say this before we get started. There was a really interesting experiment. They had people sitting at a table, and they had, $100 cash there or something. And they said, go ahead and you can split it any way you want. Well, I'll give you 50, you take 50. So that's easy. Then they said to the person, okay, you need to, I think it was like push-ups. This person needs to get on the ground and start doing push-ups. Keep doing the push-ups until eventually you just get completely exhausted and you just plop on the ground. Then you pull yourself up, sit at the table, and then you said to the other person, okay, now split the cash. Even though it wasn't, the idea was like, I'll see how many push-ups I can do. It was just simply, when the one person sat in the chair and watched the other person work, you know how much money they allowed the other person to have? They gave an 80-20 split. If you sit there and you watch somebody actually doing something, working, you're less likely to just ask for your half of it. But if you just assume that, these millionaires and billionaires, they don't do anything, just play golf all day, don't do anything. The sacrifices they make in order to make money and then fail and then risk money and then fail again. They lose a marriage. Their kids are distant from them and they're just trying to get this thing to work. The amount of sacrifices that they make. But it's completely, there's no regard. Just to have people on the streets of the Capitol or marching around yelling about taking their money and having the government do it. Golly. Let me know when we're on the air. Now, I'm in the worst mood, Andrew. I'm just, let me know when we're on.
Well, maybe you don't have to go on the air at all.
What'd I do?
Well, if you're that upset, maybe we should just call it off.
No. Call it off? Why don't you admit right now on the air before Joe gets back what you did yesterday and I caught you?
You mean with Rye?
No. You know what it is. You went into the magic drawer because nobody was around.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody just helped themselves to a Snickers bar.
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you got to keep those secrets better, Joe.
Because you didn't pay for them. You just reach right in there and go get those Snickers bars because it's nothing to you, was it, huh?
It's nothing to me.
There you go.
I'll do anything for a Snickers bar.
I know.
Joe.
You just did anyway. All right, let's see. I believe all this is news other than what I just blabbed about. Which wasn't even news. Wasn't even on the book, was it there, Paul?
No, that wasn't. No, that was not what I thought the monologue was going to be about. No,
let's have it over here. It's about something else. Something else. It's right here. It's right here. I wrote it all down. Hopefully it eventually comes to an end. But it's up to us, the media, to stop it. And then in the meantime, the world chess champion, Gary Kasparov. That's right. Losing to the computer, the IBM computer. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Let's see. We'll also get to, yikes. You really believe the NBA is going to come to Seattle? I talked to a former Sonic who will remain nameless, and he said, would you pay that amount of money? Do you watch the NBA?
A former Sonic actually just today spoke with high confidence about the.
Well, this guy was like, I wouldn't watch that. That's not basketball anymore. Plus, also, we'll hear the Rance talks about the fact that the cigarette tax is blood money. It's plain and simple. In fact, lawmakers have said that. Yeah, they raised the price on the Zins. To think they doubled it. So then a lot of people are doing the Zins, which is a little nicotine packet in your mouth. They go, well, I'm going to go back to cigarettes, so they're cheaper. So they don't really care whether or not you're healthy. They just imagine this, they just want your money. And we tried to find a realtor in Nevada, Henderson, Nevada, because the Seattle Times did an article about all these folks from Washington moving to Nevada to Henderson. We had one guy, was it a guy or a girl? One lady, she was crazy.
Yeah, Tatiana there, she was super excited about it.
And if you look on Instagram, why do real estate agents all have to look like high-class hookers? Have you noticed that?
They look like influencers. Yeah, they got to show off their...
Not influencers. High-class hookers. Call girls. It's really bizarre. And then I saw this one guy's like, look, I'm really unattractive. Do you want your husband going into an empty home to look at that house in Henderson, Nevada with her? And they showed a picture of this beautiful woman. Like, why'd you choose your realtor? Because he was unattractive. You can't trust my husband. Let's see. McDonald's every once in a while does this. They come up with something super duper bizarre, which creates a big viral desire for it, and then they shut them off. So you're not going to be able to get these for a little while. Same thing they do with the McRibs, and then they bring them back in. I think President Trump was going to do an executive order to make the McDonald's ribs come back, McRibs.
It's almost Shamrock Shake season as well.
My son worked at McDonald's. He said, Dad, never, ever get a shake. We'll leave it at that. Plus, Carlene Johnson comes by and tells us about the latest that's going on. Teen athlete says he was sexually violated by a boy who thinks he's a girl, or at least wants to wrestle against girls in the school district. What do they do about it? And then also the 12 celebration happening. The police have some warnings for everybody of where you're supposed to be. And what are they saying? 1 million people are going to show up?
They're planning for that. It's kind of that early. I was actually reading. They were saying the first parade.
They said it was 700,000.
They were like over.
And they said maybe it was 80,000.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
A million people. Could you imagine a million people in the city at one? Like, that's a ton.
I don't imagine a million people are going to show up for it. In the middle of the day, how many people? The kids are going to get off from school if they'd like. Teachers will be off as well. And then, I mean, some people have to work. And will there be protests as well? Will you see some people with some signs down there? I forget what the latest is. Is it River to the Sea? No, we're not doing that. Ukraine? No blood for oil? No. BLM? No, we're not doing that. Where are they? Oh, I guess it's ICE. So we're back to ICE again. So there might be some people out there doing that. Okay. Ready? I was thinking. You can play the mayor of, from New York and the mayor of Philadelphia for the tradition that started back in 1911. That is when Mayor Gaynor took on Blankenberg and said, listen, if our team wins, then we're going to send food. You've got to send us this, and I've got to send you that, a hot dog or something. And that was the normal exchange of bets, depending upon sports outcomes. Pittsburgh mayor of Green Bay, they had this stupid bet, which was whichever team won, the mayor of the losing team would have to go shovel snow at the mayor's house in that city.
Dang.
Duh. So Pittsburgh mayor ends up getting caught on camera saying what a dumb idea it was. And he had to shovel snow over near the church or something like that. Or you get the awkward photos of the guy has to take a picture of the other person in the awkward shirt. Wagers sometimes turn out to be not so friendly. Like the mayor of San Francisco got into a bit of a peeing match with the mayor of Oakland, because when the mayor of San Francisco says, well, what do you want from the mayor of Oakland if you win? He says, I don't want anything from Oakland. There's nothing I ever want from Oakland. Well, then apparently the two mayors ended up so upset with one another they wouldn't return each other's calls. So elected mayors love this story because it's easy. They make headlines. It appears, and the fans get the feeling, oh, he's one of us or she's one of us. Here's a warning to, where is she? Where's Nikki? Nikki Torres. We have Nikki Torres? Yeah, Here she is. Here's Nikki Torres. She's announcing in this new state resolution 8683 that, well, we got to celebrate the Seahawks.
This championship season was guided by strong leadership, including quarterback Sam Darnold, whose steady play, poise under pressure, and command of the offense helped set the tone for the Seahawks from week 1 through the Super Bowl. The season also showcased excellence across the roster. Jackson Smith Njiba delivered
I'm terrible with last names, but I should get that one right.
Breakout year that earned him recognition as the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, while the Seahawks defense, known to fans as the dark side, set the tone week after week with its speed, discipline, and dominance.
Okay, Nikki Torres, I like where you are on the millionaire tax, but just work on the players' names ahead of time before you go in. And besides, they have a limited amount of time, right? They got a short session on this thing. Do we really need them to be doing this? Doing a resolution 8683 where they do the big, let's recognize that the Seahawks won. Ugh, God. By the way, on the millionaire tax, I looked it up. Sam Darnold, now you love him. If the thing were in place right now, he'd pay the city $1.2 million. Cup would pay $827,000 to the state of Washington. These are all taxes. If the millionaire tax was in place, I know you love Julian Love. You love him so much, you're willing to take $550,000 from him. All right, so what happens is these mayors decide they're going to make this thing, kind of a fun sort of bet. And it's so obvious they don't know anything really about sports. Katie Wilson.
Look, I know Boston has a lot of history, but I've got some tea for you. The Seahawks are going to destroy the Patriots on Sunday. And hey, I know you guys are really proud of your lobster out there, but I think everyone knows that our Dungeness crab is what is really world class.
It's a battle of crustaceans.
And just like the Seahawks, they dominate from the first snap.
On number 2.
So here's a little proposition for you. I'm so confident in our Hawks, I'm willing to wager some of our world-famous Dungeness crabs straight out of Pike Place Market. Are you willing to back up your Patriots with some of that Boston lobster?
Okay, and then Mayor Wu, what did she say? Did she respond at all? No?
I don't know if I saw something from the mayor, but I did see that there was a big legal seafood bet from the governor of Massachusetts, Maura Healey, and a mention of Duncan as well, and when she was talking to Governor Ferguson on that one.
Yeah, Ferguson wagering. Here we go.
In the unlikely event you win, here's what we're going to send you. Legal Seafood's famous New England clam chowder and lobster rolls. Maybe some East Coast oysters.
Okay, you know what they should do? It should be if you lose, you're the losing mayor or governor, you have to run, I don't know, like a post or a slant pattern, and the other mayor or governor is allowed to tackle you, open field tackle.
You think Ferguson?
Something big. You have to risk something. There needs to be a little pain involved. Like I like these guys back in 2018, the mayor of Portland, Pennsylvania, taking on Lance Prechter, the mayor of Portland, Maine. Whatever, these guys trying to get into the act. At least they risk something on this.
One of the first things you notice about Mayor Ethan Strimling is his full head of lush, impeccably styled hair.
He almost looks like a human Ken doll with his hair. That's how good looking his hair looks. It's real too, and I don't think he uses much product.
But he woke up on this day pondering life without any hair.
The day I made this bet, I thought it was a sure bet, thought it was easy.
Most friendly bets on sporting events involve local food or beer. But the mayor of Portland, Pennsylvania, population 579, didn't have any of that to offer.
No craft beers. We have some eels that come out of the Delaware River. I don't think he would want an eel. I had to come up with something creative to offer.
So the bet was hair.
See, this is good. Now they're really going to risk something.
And on this day, it was paid off in a room full of exuberant elementary school students. Mayor Strimling learned it wasn't easy for the Patriots against the Eagles, and it certainly wasn't easy watching your hair fall to the floor.
I think I'm not going to be wagering too many more times, though, I have to say. If anything, we want to teach these kids gambling doesn't pay, so...
Yeah, that was good. So they really did something for each. I mean that, and then the other guy took his hair off too.
Yeah, they had another
which is
public
that's
official.
why the reason the second guy did is like, I'm going to get in on this too.
He's like, but the second guy that got his hair cut, that dude's already getting that haircut. That guy's already shaving his head like that.
So my thing would be no bets, no first pitches, no dumb dances, just fill potholes and put criminals in jail. That's it. That's all you have to do. Or if you do bet, there should be some risk of physical injury or deep embarrassment.
Like shoveling
even worse than that. Not like, oh, we're going to send you some cheesesteaks. Like something like you got to eat something crappy, like a turd sandwich. Something like that would be good. All right, let's go to Nate. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
South Center, South 405 at I-5. We've got a collision. It's mostly on the right shoulder, but it is sticking out in that right lane just a tad. This is right at the off-ramp to northbound I-5. You're back to bumper to the Valley Freeway. Bellevue to South Center up just a bit to 45 minutes, about a 15-minute delay. North 405, we're slow from South Center up to the VMAC. South Center to Bellevue is a 25-minute drive. Here in Seattle, South 5, we're slow from Lake City Way now down to I-90. You're going to get thick there at 520. Still about 20 minutes between Linwood and Seattle. North 5, we've got scattered backups approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, about a half hour through downtown. Lake bridges are all clear. Westbound 520 does jam up at Montlake. Seattle to Federal Way is at 40 minutes. You've got heavy volumes between the Duwamish Curve and 516 now, and Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway up to a 50-minute commute. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I know what it's like. You watch that hair begin to thin, the crown disappears. It starts to rob you of your identity. That's how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair, and about 14 years ago. I still remember that day. It was July 13th. It was a simple one-day treatment. I regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you because you notice it starts to thin in the front or the back, wherever it is, and it's going away and it's not coming back. You got to make a decision. Do you want your hair back or do you want to be bald? If you want to be bald, well, enjoy it. But if hair's what you want and your own hair, set up a free consultation, $250 off, 250 free hair graft at 425-449-8185. You don't want to wait. Your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the 425 Business of the Year. That's the second year in a row. 425-449-8185. And make sure you look at the before and after pictures. They're right there for you at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com. 425-449-8185.
Y'all ready, Seattle? Let's go.
It's about us. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
It's the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade. Tomorrow.
12. It's your boy G. Scott. I'll be checking in live throughout the parade as I ride along with the Seahawks in the parade.
And Luke Ducey will be reporting live from the parade all day. Everything you need to make your plans is at mynorthwest.com. We're the home of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. So, Greg, not all tax resolution companies are the same. There are some that are definitely not local. There are others that don't quite know what they're doing even.
Well, I tell you, these ads that all of us hear, Fresh Start program, they make you feel like, hey, man, I can just easy peasy get my taxes written off. No. And I've had several clients actually come to me after going through that process, and they just get no response after a while. They're passed around from person to person. That doesn't happen at my firm.
You are familiar with the cases that come in. You're working on them.
I'm familiar with every case that comes into our office. And I know what's going on and have the ability to really advise our taxpayers very well on what to do.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution, from stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Roger. Roger, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
Over the last several years, my homeowner's insurance policies just kept on going up and up and up. For years, it was $1,100. Last year, it was $2,500. And this year, $5,000. That's what got me to call First Mark Insurance.
Were they able to save you any money?
Absolutely. Within a couple of days, came up with a proposal that blew my socks off. It was an amazing amount of reduction in cost.
Did they improve your coverage while saving you all that money?
They did both. The coverage is better and the cost is substantially less. It's half as much as I was paying last year. Recommend First Mark to anyone who is looking to get better coverage at less cost.
Well, Roger did it, my family did it, and you got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge and see how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, a well-insulated attic can be your home's secret weapon. Upgrading attic insulation is a cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It also helps keep your home warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Better insulation equals better air quality, less moisture, and no mold, improving the air quality you and your family breathe. Call now for $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot tub and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Car Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
KIRO News Radio. Breaking news.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Just in, Seattle police are investigating a shooting in the Central District. Officers say 2 people were hit recently by gunfire. They are currently still looking for a suspect. This happened near 20th Avenue and Jackson Streets. We do have a reporter on the way. We'll give you more information as soon as we learn it. FBI has now released chilling new images showing an individual at the Tucson, Arizona home of Nancy Guthrie the morning she disappeared about 10 days ago. CBS's Andres Gutierrez is in Tucson.
The investigators keep coming back to the fact of how prepared this person looks. You can see someone who is masked, someone who is wearing these distinctive gloves, who is carrying a distinctive backpack moving straight toward Nancy Guthrie's door.
FBI says that man may have also been armed. Guthrie's daughter, Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, posted on social media today, quote, "Someone out there recognizes this person." New survey shows more employers are thinking about moving their businesses out of Washington. The numbers from KIRO Newsradio's Frank Lindsay.
Morgan Irwin, vice president of the Association of Washington Business, tells Jake and Spike, historically, about 8 or 9% of businesses say they're thinking about moving. But according to the association's latest employer survey, that number has now jumped to 17%.
That's a troubling trend, and that's something that we're seeing right now.
44% of the people who took the survey say they are looking to live in another state. Number one reason? Taxes. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, he is officially moving on to coach in Las Vegas, but Clint Kubiak will forever be a Seahawks Super Bowl champion. The Hawks' now former offensive coordinator was introduced today as the Raiders head coach. Kubiak gave us special shout-outs.
The Seattle Seahawks, John Snyder and Mike McDonald, all the players and coaches there. This day doesn't happen without me getting a chance to be a part of that culture and all the things I learned from those men.
Well, Kubiak is not quite finished with Seattle yet. He says he will be here for tomorrow's Super Bowl victory parade. Now to the real-time traffic desk coming up on 3:32. Here's Nate Connor.
Thank you, Aaron. South Center, southbound 405, right at I-5. We've got a collision that is now fully blocking that right lane. You're backed up bumper to bumper to State Route 167. Bellevue to South Center will take you 45 minutes. And then add to this, of course, we have our usual backup starting in mid-Bellevue past Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Everett going heading north is about a 45-minute drive. You're slow from 520 to 522 in Bothell. Seattle to Everett, 40 minutes, just scattered backups forming between Shoreline and Linwood. South 5 heading into Seattle, looking pretty good. You're going to start to slow in the U District to I-90. Gets pretty thick there at 520. 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. North 5 is pretty solid now, approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. It's about 30 to 35 minutes to clear downtown Seattle now. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 50 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia doing pretty good at just 40 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to the forecast. Looking at clear skies right now. Some morning fog tomorrow, but then afternoon sunshine. Should be nice weather for the parade. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Comfort Alliance. They're good with heating and cooling. How are they on plumbing?
Excellent.
Plumbing. Check and electric. Heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. There it is. All. Thank you, Teeny. Home Comfort Alliance. Teeny, where's... Oh, Teeny's up front underneath the thing.
Potato.
All right, Teeny. Okay, this day in history. French-Indian War. I had $5 on the French. It ended in 1763. 1966, the auto safety crusader Ralph Nader testifies before Congress on the Corvair, not safe at any speed. And he really wasn't. People say, that he was the one that ran the Corvair out of business. Really wasn't. That was the Mustang sort of ended it for the Corvair, and there were a bunch of things that were unsafe, and Ralph Nader went and testified, and then he came up with the famous book, Not Safe as Any Speed. Ziggy Stardust makes his earthly debut in 1972. I remember how weird it was, because I was a fan, and then he got all weird, and then it made me feel all weird for liking him.
It's funny, I just got a bunch of records from my dad as a Christmas present, and that's how he's reflected, I think, on a lot of the bands of those records he gave me. He was basically like, man, I love that music, and then things got weird, and then I was feeling weird, so I
like David Bowie, and then all of a sudden he came out with that weird, he's got that skin-tight outfit on with a strange hair, and you're like, yeah. Okay, I'll wait till Peter Frampton's double album, Frampton Comes Alive, to come out. 1996 world-class world chess champion Garry Kasparov. So bad with last names. This damn dyslexia. I'll get over it. It was in May of 1997. There was a rematch. So Gary decided to take on, there's a 6-game match against Deep Blue, the IBM computer capable of 200 million moves per second. It's probably over, I don't know. What do you think now?
Oh,
a billion moves per second now?
A billion even sounds like low. I mean,
here we go. Let's go back to that very moment.
And now he has accepted the draw. And a magnificent display by Deep Blue. He can't believe it.
Well, I felt like I was there with that one. So they're cheering on the computer, and apparently Deep Blue in the match with 3 wins and 2 ties. It took home $400,000. An estimated 6 million people watch online. Wait a minute. Deep Blue, you mean the producers, the creators, the programmers of Deep Blue took the money, I assume.
No, the rematch in May was after because on this date he lost his first ever game.
Oh.
This is the first on today's date was the first time a human has lost to a computer.
Yes.
So he won that first match, won the prize, and then Deep Blue took him down in May of 1997.
This computer has widened the dimension of what's going on in these games. It's increased the possibilities. This is going to change the game. They're going to show new ways of playing these complex end games.
Yeah, and then he speaks about taking on the robot.
There are many, many discoveries in this match, and one of them that sometimes computer plays very human moves. We have to praise machine for understanding very, very deeply positional factors. I think it's outstanding scientific achievement.
Yeah, and then Gary talks about losing to the computer. Here we go.
Losing
yeah.
was painful, physically painful. And the match I lost in 1997 was not the first match I lost to a machine. It was the first match I lost, period. Yeah.
That's
all right.
Oh, wow.
Listen, if you lose to a computer, that's better than losing to a guy that's got some vibrator in his rectum.
Yeah, some cheater that's doing.
Does that ever get verified on that one? Remember that story? You know that story?
I think was that.
They just said, how does this guy know? Well, he must be getting some signals, but they didn't know where the signals were coming from because he wasn't advanced, and he had beaten somebody who was higher up and higher ranked on the thing. I don't know if they ever verified it. I know a bunch of people here play chess online. I've got my little game I play, and I think I'm intermediate, and then I get wiped out in the first 6 moves. I'm like, okay, I kept moving down, and then I'm beginner, and then you're taking on. I don't know if you're actually taking on real people, but the fact I don't mind taking on a computer, but I don't want to know that Gary from Indiana is just wiping the floor with me. No human beings involved in my disgrace.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't
it out.
I couldn't even. I would get smoked as soon as I sat down at the chessboard. I have the first idea of.
Have you guys played Jacob's chess table in his office?
Yeah, how does that work? It's sitting there the whole time. Anybody can go in and make a move.
Him and Spike have been working on the same match for the last 2.5 months.
I thought you were involved in that. Maybe.
Not this one. No, Jacob and I had one that lasted 3 weeks, I think. Or 3 days? No, 3 days.
You walk by and you make your move, and then you keep on going.
Yeah, and then you wait for the other person to make their move.
Oh, well, that's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Just when the person's not there, you move some players around. They're not going to have any idea. You move the rook over, the bishop. You slide them around. They're like, you come back. You're like, well, wait a minute. This is not...
no. Smart people play like us, and we look at the board, and we can tell if things have been moved.
You want to have that awkward laugh at the end of smart people? More from Chess Champion.
For some, watching chess might be tantamount to watching paint dry or golf on television.
But not when Nate's playing.
However, it's actually been very entertaining. And when crucial moves are made, the mood is highly dramatic.
And look at Gary, that jacket opened up a little bit there. Wait, we're watching now, because when Gary takes it off, then he's in trouble.
While the computer played some baffling, unconventional moves at the start of the game, it was the computer's end game that astonished even those who have helped to program it.
I think that Deep Blue played a very good game. It played very aggressively and without the...
Okay, I'm watching it or even talking about it on the radio on board. I'm sorry.
Is that one of the most boring things that you could that you like? Would you, if someone was to bring you a ticket and they were like, "Hey,"
no, I'd want to see that guy because apparently there's a lot of stuff that he does. I don't know if he's still playing or not. banging down on the table, a lot of pacing around. He does a whole bunch of stuff to try to distract the other people. I would want to see him. Just like that's a world champion, but like just going to some high school match or something, I would have a hard problem with that with him. Unless there was some weird extra tick to it. Like we used to get this all the time at EV Magazine. This person is whatever it is, and they're blind. And they're blind, we would be on that story like a dog on a bone. So then what happened is they figured that out. So people would send stuff in. Oh, and the guy's blind. And we go do the story on it. Then we were like, one guy tried to fool us. He makes reconditions world class violins, and he's blind. So he's working on these very intricate little moves with these screwdrivers and stuff like that. And the photographer thought, I'm not buying this. So the photographer, I think it was Tom Bishop, took the guys and switched the screwdrivers around without him realizing it. He moved the Phillips head and the flathead and slipped them around and switched them. And the guy reached over to adjust something. We were shooting the B-roll for the camera for the shot. And the guy reached over, grabbed the one, and then reached over and grabbed the other one. And Tom's like, guy's not really blind. Ugh. And then it became blind or legally blind. So we'd have these poor interns pitch us stories. There's a guy who's he's single-handedly building a rocket, and he's blind. And we'd all yell, blind or legally blind? Is he blind or legally blind? Well, I don't know. I could call up and ask him if he's legally blind. Am I allowed to do that? Human resources. So I would go if the chess player was legally blind. I would accept that one.
Have you heard about chess boxing?
Yes, I think that's the most brilliant move. So in between moves, I think it's 1 minute.
Yeah, it's like
it's 1 minute of boxing. Mm-hmm. So you're punching the other guy in the head, and then you have to sit down, get your heart rate back down again, and then you make the moves again, and then it's like, isn't it 1 more minute of boxing or something?
Yeah, I wonder if it's a couple moves. I've seen a couple of these. Because if it was sit down, do the move, and then get back, with how quick they are, that'd be a lot of up and down. But
that'd be good stuff.
A little boxing might make it a little bit more interesting there.
Exactly. I'm with you all the way. All right, here comes Nate. Check a driving for us, Nate.
Yes, sir. South Center, southbound 405 at I-5. This collision that was blocking has just been moved back to the right shoulder, so no longer blocking. But it left you with a bumper-to-bumper backup into the S-curves. Bellevue to South Center, a 45-minute trip. And then, of course, to add to this, you've got our usual backup coming out of Bellevue down into Newcastle. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. We are improving from our earlier backup, so we're still slow from interurban down to 516. Still pretty thick along South Center. South 5 heading into Seattle, heavy in the U District, close to about Ravenna down to I-90. North 5, we're solid now, approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. It's about 35 minutes to clear this. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 50-minute commute. We now have a pretty solid backup from north to south. This report brought to you by Simply Seattle. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. If you're over the age of 50, you don't want to wear readers or glasses or contacts, concerned about cataracts, RLE, refractive lens exchange, should be something you should be looking into. I've got to warn you, I'll just let you know, there's a bunch of different places that'll do it. I did my research, and I found K2 Vision RLE. And here is the thing that sold me. I meet Dr. Kopstein. I explained to him, I don't want to wear glasses anymore. I'm over the age of 50. No more readers. Got a whole box of these things, and I'm really bad with them. And he said, well, listen, I'm going to take a look at your eyes. And if it's not going to have a great result, I mean a really great result, I'm not going to do it. I'll tell you to come back in 10, 15, or 20 years. I was like, wow, this guy's done more than 100,000 of these procedures. And he doesn't unless it has a great result. Looks at my eyes, and I knew they were in bad shape. He said, yeah, we could do this. 5 minutes on one eye, 5 on the other. I go back in. I'm pretty sure it's the next day. I've got 20/20 vision. I'm 63 years old. No more glasses, no more readers, no contacts. This was the best move. Dr. Kopstein's over there. Got great doctors over there at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Y'all ready, Seattle? Let's go.
It's about us. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
It's the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade. Tomorrow,
12, it's your boy G. Scott. I'll be checking in live throughout the parade as I ride along with the Seahawks in the parade.
And Luke Ducey will be reporting live from the parade all day. Everything you need to make your plans is at mynorthwest.com. We're the home of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did
you know you can donate real estate too?
They would love to have the NBA come back. Here in Washington, 2026, the year for Seattle. That the Seahawks start, the NBA, the Mariners. Could we get a basketball team finally to come back? People were surprised to find out the Celtics would sell for, $6.1 billion. People were like, well, that's not worth it. But somebody jumps in there and they figure, well, somebody's going to be able to make some money on it. Even though the ratings have gone down for the NBA, they've been dropping slowly but steadily for the last number of years. And there's a whole bunch of additional reasons for all of that. But I think one of the big problems is that the team doesn't play as a team anymore. And the game itself has become so much of an Instagram, TikTok show-off thing for people. Nothing but three-point shots, and nobody plays defense anymore. That I talked to a former Sonic person, and they told me that they don't watch it. And I was shocked. And I said, how can you not watch basketball? Because it's not basketball. That's not basketball. They don't pass the ball. They don't care about one another. They sit out on games. If you don't want to play in that one city, you decide, well, I'm just going to sort of sit there. LeBron James is going to sit out because they're tired. They don't want to do back-to-backs. So you spend money as a fan to go watch somebody. Like, oh, I'm going to go see LeBron or Steph Curry or something. And you get there and, like, they're just not playing. They're just sitting on the bench. He's like, we worked hard. He said, when we would play basketball, we'd fly across the country, play the next day, play the next game. We weren't crying about it. We weren't making half the money they were making. But just generally, that was just one person who was sort of sour on the idea of professional basketball having any sort of entertainment value anymore. So sort of sad, but true. Of course, if Seattle gets it back again, they've got to work out with the different owners, possible owners on this. Let's see, who are they? It's let's see, is it Samantha? Who was in there? She, I think, is one of the part owners of the Kraken. Right, and then who else would be in there on this thing? Let's see.
David Bonderman, would that be a name?
Is that another one in there? We're looking to have the Sonics come back again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, if they get it, great. There's more millionaires that you can tax, so they should be happy with that.
I think it would be. I think people would be pretty excited, though. I mean, it would bring a lot of. It would be different if they didn't have that legacy before, right? They're talking about bringing a team to Vegas, and that's opening a whole new thing. That nostalgia for the Sonics is still really real now.
Yeah, but I think it was near the end, the last couple of years. The people had season tickets, but they weren't going to the games because the players, I think they sort of sensed, maybe it was the year before, they knew it was going to go, that Howard was screwing them over, and they're going to go to Oklahoma. And then the owner of the guy from Oklahoma, we have no intention of moving this team. Oh, yeah, you just leave it here in Seattle? You're not going to take it to Oklahoma? No, it's going to stay right there. We're going to leave it. You can enjoy it all you want. Come on.
Once you hear that accent,
you're like, it's going to Oklahoma. The team's leaving.
Oklahoma, where the
wind comes sweeping down the plain,
and the
wheat
can sure smell sweet when the wind comes.
We had season tickets to the 76ers back when George McGinnis and Lloyd World Free and Dr. J and my dad had spent the money. We were like 4 rows back right behind the basket. It was the best. Going to those games and watching Dr. J take off from the foul line. He's up in the air and doing the finger roll and everything. Mm-hmm. And then I remember my brother still makes fun of me this day. We saw George McGinnis at this place called Rosemont Park. He was walking his golden retriever. And I said, I think that's George McGinnis. And my brother goes, yeah, you're right. And I walked up to him, and he's there with the dog, and I didn't know what to say to him. So I said, my brother goes, you're George McGinnis. He goes, no, I'm not. And he goes, well, yeah, you are. Okay, kids, what do you want, an autograph? So we got an autograph. And I was like, good luck against Golden State, Mr. McGinnis. But as my brother tells the story, good luck against Golden State, Mr. McGinnis. I said, I didn't sound like that. Oh, yeah, you did. Your voice was even higher than that. Good luck against Golden State, Mr. McGinnis.
That sounds like exactly what my brothers would have said to me. That same situation.
Still to this day, whenever I mention the Sixers, I remember how well George McGinnis played against the Golden State because you said, good luck against Golden State, Mr. McGinnis. Here's Nick checking traffic.
Northbound I-5 in Seattle, just before the entrance to the express lanes, we have a new crash blocking the left lane. This adds to our solid backup approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. About 35 minutes now to make it through downtown Seattle. In South Center, South 405, right at I-5, look out for collision. It is on the right shoulder, but it's right next to that lane. It's got you in a solid backup that starts at the Valley Freeway, but of course, prior to that, we have our Bellevue backup from mid-Bellevue past Cold Creek Parkway, all added up. Bellevue to South Center will take you right around 45 minutes. Coming the other way, South Center to Bellevue, pushing a half hour. We're slow from South Center up to the VMAC, just volume here. Seattle to Federal Way is at 35 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 50-minute commute. Really hefty south of State Route 18. And Tacoma to Olympia is looking good this afternoon at just 40 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
As your traffic insider, here's what I've learned about navigating your way into Seattle for the Seahawks Super Bowl championship parade. Leave your car at home and leave early. The parade departs Lumen Field at 11 a.m. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you, enjoy every minute of this. And go Hawks!
The home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If society collapsed tomorrow, how long would your family last? If you run out of food, probably not very long. That's why over 3 million American families trust My Patriot Supply for preparedness. Right now, you can get their best-selling 3-month food kit for $100 off. It's 3 months worth of real, hearty meals that give you 2,000 calories a day and last up to 25 years. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com to get your 3-month kit for $100 off. The discount won't last long, so go to MyPatriotSupply.com today. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we make protecting your home simple and affordable. With flexible financing and 20-plus years of trusted service, you can count on lasting quality from Guardian. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Roland Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free Smart Top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub. KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. What is something someone can do right now to protect themselves from being on the wrong side of the IRS?
It's really pretty simple, and that is do it right. File on time and pay on time. Yet things do get in the way, like we know. And if you have situations where you're feeling a little concerned about what's in your tax return, get some professional help. And there is a group or a class of people that just think they can put anything they want in their tax return. And they think they are being smarter than the government. It's kind of like the person, the narcissist that thinks they're smarter than everybody else and they're going to get away with it. They will maybe for a while, but the time will come. There will be a day of reckoning.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn. The FBI has released surveillance images of a masked person at Nancy Guthrie's front door the day she went missing. CBS's Andreas Gutierrez is in Tucson.
The investigators keep coming back to the fact of how prepared this person looks. You could see someone who is masked, someone who is wearing these distinctive gloves, who is carrying a distinctive backpack moving straight toward Nancy Guthrie's door.
Anna Schechter has more on the timing of the release of the video.
We're 10 days out, and we know that technology companies were working with law enforcement. So it took them this long to obtain this image because an initial search of the surveillance camera footage did not yield an image like this.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information. Now to Capitol Hill, where congressional Democrats stood beside Epstein survivors and introduced Virginia's law, new legislation that removes statutes of limitation on sex traffickers. This as lawmakers are getting a look at newly released files associated with the late sex offender. Danny Bensky is a survivor.
The incompetence is the strategy here. This idea of throwing all the survivors' names out there. So now they're pulling documents offline to now redact. So we actually don't know what is being pulled down for our lawyers to work on and what is being pulled down for other reasons.
CBS's Jim Krasula on why some New York City activists are upset.
The National Park Service has stopped flying a rainbow flag at the Stonewall National Monument in Manhattan's Greenwich Village. Some see it as a symbolic swipe at the country's first national monument to LGBTQ plus history. The Park Service says it's simply complying with recent guidance from the Trump administration over flag policies.
President Trump is threatening to block the opening of a new bridge between Ontario and Detroit. He said it was built mostly with non-American materials. He's not happy with that. And Michigan truck driver Josh Kramer agrees.
We got people that need the money as bad as they need the money. Their people come over here every day, come work over here, and they go back home with this money. They don't spend that money over here. So I think they need to give us that money.
The Seattle Seahawks are celebrating their Super Bowl win with a victory parade tomorrow. Laura Nozak says she'll be there.
I told my manager, though, way before we even went to the Super Bowl, I said if we win, I'm not coming in on whatever day the parade follows.
Officials estimate up to 1 million people could attend the parade tomorrow. Parade start time is at 11 a.m. local time. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're live at a double shooting in Seattle's Central District, but first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, let's start you here in Seattle, North 5, just before the entrance to our express lanes. A crash blocks your left lane. This adds to a solid backup approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. We're now up to 40 minutes to make your way through downtown Seattle. Once you cross over the Ship Canal, though, it's not bad. In fact, you're going to clear out right away until you hit Shoreline, and then from there, it's just moderate crowding up to the Linwood interchange. Seattle to Linwood, a half hour. South 5 into into Seattle is packed from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90, which isn't bad. Bellevue to Linwood, 40 minutes. You're slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park. Going the other way, Bellevue to South Center. We've improved. We're down to 35 minutes. It's slow from 520 to the Renton Landing, but your freeway speeds once you get past Coal Creek Parkway. Another brief backup in South Center as you approach I-5. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 50-minute drive, and we're pretty solid from north all the way to the south end. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Multiple people injured by gunfire in Seattle's Central District. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch just arrived at that scene near 20th and Jackson. James.
Aaron, this shooting happened at about 2:45 this afternoon in a third-floor apartment at the Abbey Lincoln Court Apartments, as you said, near the corner of 20th and South Jackson Street. A man and a woman, we're told, were both shot multiple times in the torso by another couple, another man and another woman. We're not sure if there were two shooters or one, but those two people were captured on surveillance video here at the complex, and police are looking for them. Meantime, they say that the male victim is in surgery at Harborview, fighting for his life. Reporting live in the Central District, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Now, today's shooting comes after a stabbing in the same area last night. It happened near 12th and Jackson. Police found one victim with stab wounds and a separate blood trail leading to a bus stop. They are still looking for another person involved. Hundreds rallied on the steps of the state capitol in Olympia today in support of a proposed millionaire's tax. More from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
Critics of the nearly 10% tax on people who earn more than $1 million say it will hurt the economy by driving away small businesses. Republican State Representative April Connor says people are already leaving the state.
Just got another email this week that they're done and they're moving to Montana.
Are we going to protect wealth? Are we going to protect lives?
Jane Hopkins, a registered nurse and union president, was among hundreds of healthcare providers and educators who rallied in support of the millionaire tax on the steps of the state capitol.
Communities are put at risk because the rich decided they needed more money and you needed less.
Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, it's been a whirlwind 48 hours for the Seahawks head coach, from winning the Super Bowl to appearing on late-night TV.
From the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, please welcome head coach Mike Macdonald.
The coach also appeared this morning on 710 Seattle Sports, told Brock and Salk about his Jimmy Kimmel experience.
And they have costume people that had like a rack of clothes and like nothing fit because I'm like freaking weird shaped. And so they had to like bring me another shirt because like I would have looked like fat guy in a little shirt.
Next up on McDonald's schedule, a trophy ceremony at Lumen Field tomorrow before that victory parade through downtown Seattle. Weather update, we are seeing clear skies tonight, some morning fog tomorrow, but the skies should be clear out and should be sunny for that parade. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Hold
on, your senators.
Is that your solution, everybody?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You're a United States Senator.
That was the guy from the union, right? I forget which one is that?
Teamsters
Union, yeah. He was an Irish guy. And then the other guy was, I think he wrestled in college or he was an MMA fighter. Just let him go at it.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Come on, the two of you sit down. Bernie should let him go.
Yeah, you should have.
Then somebody like, I'll size up on Bernie. And then Bernie goes at him with all the crazy hands moving around. You couldn't get a shot in. Yeah! All right. Aaron is intentionally running those millionaire tax stories. He's trying to kill me. Here's a little bit of news for you. That'll make it tune in a little bit. Here's what happened. Brandy Cruz applied for a press pass, and Ari Hoffman applied for a press pass in the great state of Washington, and so did Jonathan Cho. And all three of them were rejected. So once news broke on that, there is a law firm that said, okay, we'll take that case. This is a direct violation of First Amendment. You are the press. You should be able to get press passes. You're not going to have the people down there in Olympia tell you who can cover and not cover. Well, the problem became sort of the tight spot for the people that have to give out the passes. You get the Democrats that are in charge of everything. Well, we don't want somebody like Brandy Cruz in there asking questions, so that just how do we stop her from asking tough questions? Just don't give her a press pass. Well, the guy who's in charge of handing out the press passes, this is where they get into a little bit of gray area. Do you give passes to everybody? Like, what is, quote unquote, a legitimate news organization? Can you have Susie Q, hashtag TikTok, whatever, ask for a press pass? Is she really a journalist? It does get into the gray area, but when you simply look at the numbers, Ari Hoffman at KVI and what he's doing, Brandy Cruz, how many people tune into her, and I think that Brandy Cruz probably has even more viewers than the Seattle Times has readers. So why don't you then pull the Seattle Times a press pass away? You won't, because they're basically stenographers for the Democratic Party. So that was the story. Now we find out that I think they're now going to let him in. They've sort of decided everybody's in, right?
Representative Chris Corey talks about this. He brings this up and kind of highlights that it's still ongoing. I think it's the next couple of days that'll start going, but I don't think it was an immediate turnaround.
Yeah, I think they shot themselves in the foot on this one.
There has been a lot in the media recently about people getting denied passes to the House wings to cover us in Olympia. And our philosophy, Representative Stokesbury and I in our caucus, is if you want to come down and cover us, you should be here.
Yeah.
More transparency is great. Left, right, or center, we don't particularly care. If you're covering what's going on in the legislature, we think you have a right and a responsibility to be down here. We've heard from some media that have been denied press passes. So while we're working to...
That would be Brandy Cruz, Ari Hoffman, Jonathan Cho. I applied.
I thought I overheard that in the newsroom.
Oh, yeah.
Address that on the institution level at the House. We're going to take action as House Republicans. Stay tuned later today. We're going to have a press release on it, but I'll give you the first preview here. The House Republicans are going to be issuing our own media credentials. This is not, you have to be a Republican or have to agree with us in order to be here. This is, we want people covering Olympia, talking about what we're doing, because this affects everyone from, deep blue Seattle to incredibly rural Toppenish, right? And red Toppenish.
And let me say this for Representative Corey. Brandy Cruz is not a Republican, and she's not a Democrat either. She does lean towards more conservative points of view. But she asks tough questions of both sides. It's just that right now she's got a lot of targets on the left. And Ari Hoffman tries to do the same thing as well. So you're not, they're not what you're going to get from the Seattle Times. You're going to get a different point of view. And they do push topics that get ignored by others. So having them in there, it's not going to exactly be a cakewalk.
These are things that matter to us, and we want to make sure whether you get your news from traditional media or from new media sources that people are here covering you. So we're going to have more information on that, but we want people down here. So the House Republicans are going to take the lead to make sure that if people want to cover what's going on the House floor, what's going on in Olympia, that they're there.
Oh, boy.
I looked on...
they helped him out. The Republicans stepped in and got him out of a tight spot.
I looked it up. There was no new press. I have not seen the press release that they were talking that the representative was talking about yet. So there's still, hopefully that should be details to come sometime today.
Got it. Good. The state of Washington, they realize that if you tax something, you get less of it, right? If you tax cigarettes, you get less of it. If you tax money, you get less. Hold on. I mean, if you tax cigarettes, people will buy less cigarettes. If you tax money, you'll get less money. Yeah. But that aside, that's not the millionaire tax. This is, who's this? Washington State, Lisa Parsley.
Yep.
Got it. Speaking about the proposed cigarette tax, this is on House Bill 2382, if you're keeping track at home. So she is the sponsor of it. Remember, they put this in place because they were so concerned with you, because remember, government treats you like a child. They're so concerned that you're smoking cigarettes, so they started jacking up the tax on cigarettes. And they kept jacking it up, trying to drive down how many people would buy cigarettes. Well, it turns out that if you're poor and you're old, you just keep paying. I looked up in New York City, if you're poor and you're a smoker, 25% of your income goes to pay for your cigarettes. I thought we're all about like trying to help the poor people. Well, it turns out that since less people are buying cigarettes, they don't really necessarily care about your health. They just care about the revenue because here it is.
This bill is not trying to penalize anyone. It's trying to help us make sure we can take care of all of our communities in Washington, supporting our general fund and those impacted by these products. In this time when we've got a budget issue, we've got impacts from H.R. 1, this is a very important revenue.
Okay, so she lets the cat out of the bag and just explains, look, it's not really about your health. It's about we need more money, and since less of you are smoking, we need to jack the price up. So they did. They jacked the price up to, what's the new one now? Total amount of money, what is it? Oregon is $11.16 a pack. Idaho is $8.65 a pack. I don't know what the state of Washington is, but I do know that every year the state of Washington loses about $4.5 billion because if there is a demand and there is a market and there is a supply, known as the black market, that is the case. So right now, New York City or New York State, 54% of cigarettes sold in New York are black market. I didn't get the number on the state of Washington, but you could do the math on your own if you really cared. It's about $4.5 billion is lost in revenue to black market. So you're encouraging people that want to make money in an illegal way to buy the cigarettes somewhere else or get the cigarettes somewhere else unstamped and then sell them through the black market. And then you'll create more criminals, which will not necessarily be good. Well, it'd be fine for criminals if you do it in the state of Washington. You won't have to worry about it. But they're going to lose money on it because it's going to come in from somewhere. So there you go. And then if the young people testified and flavor the bill, they guess they don't like this.
Once youth are hooked onto nicotine by way of flavored tobacco, many also turn to cigarettes.
What? Check that out. Paul, Google-ate that, please. Once you do flavored like tobacco, right, vaping or Zyn, do they then turn to cigarettes? Don't correct this young lady, but I can't.
Many also turn to cigarettes. My childhood best friend didn't need cheap and easy access to cigarettes. What she needed was support, treatment, and a way out.
She tried to quit smoking using medication, nicotine replacement, counseling, but addiction is powerful. After nearly 60 years of smoking, the health consequences were severe. Poor circulation led to a double leg amputation, and she lived with diabetes, high blood pressure, and pulmonary disease.
Well, I would recommend you do this. If somebody wants to smoke, it's like an insurance policy. If you want to smoke, the government, get out of my business. If you want, slap a little $2 tax on there, or whatever it is. I don't care. Drop the price down. And then take that money, and it goes into a fund. So you're basically paying for your operation. You're offsetting. This was an idea back in 1966 that was brought to LBJ and said, listen, what you could do is there'd be a small tax that would go in, and then you would be forward paying for any medical conditions that you might find yourself with because of this addictive habit that is very dangerous to your health. Pay as you go on the thing. Mm-hmm. Sort of a smart move. They didn't go anywhere, but I remember reading about. Now that's good government. There you go. If you $5 for a pack, $2 goes to my eventual lung being removed or my tongue being cut out.
Yeah, but you got to be ready for the worst there. I got your update of the Google there.
What is that? Is that true?
3 to 8 times more likely to start smoking cigarettes if you get hooked on vaping. I think specifically that I thought this is what the young lady was mentioning, those flavored vapes that are original before they got banned. But I know that they did a huge thing because kids were going way nuts when they had the flavored stuff. So, but yeah, quick Google.
So if you start on flavored vaping, you then will switch over to cigarettes?
It says you're 3 to 8 times more likely to transition to smoking cigarettes than non-vaping peers.
Who did? Okay. Well, there's a subset, isn't it? So they're judging it to non-vaping peers. So person who's not doing no intake on nicotine, they're at 0, right? Mm-hmm. So chance of going from 0 to buying cigarettes. But this is if you're vaping already, you're then more likely to go to cigarettes. But they're using that and they're basing it upon the non-smoking, that's where that number comes from. All right, you can always dig through that stuff and find out. It's not really all what it appears to be.
I also did a quick look there. The average price, if this goes through for a pack of cigarettes, could be as high as $17 in some instances, but it would be looking about $2 a pack increase. And I know I'm not a cigarette smoker, so I don't know the wide range, but another $2 I would imagine is a very big jump there for people that are already paying in the double digits for a single pack of cigarettes.
The number of people that are smoking has gone down now, whether it's because of health consequences or whether because it is additional taxes. I'm sure the two combined could have an effect. But unfortunately, for poor people, the way they look at it is like, I don't have a lot of good stuff in my life. I got a really crappy life. These cigarettes give me a little bit of pleasure. I know this from friends that don't have a lot of money, live out in Cle Elum, and I'm always like, God, man, cut back on the cigarettes. They're like, look, I don't really a lot of cursing going on in my head as I'm quoting these people. And they're like, look, I don't have any of the good stuff going on in my life, and this is like my only pleasure. I'm like, go ahead.
Well, then you mix in with that. I mean, they might even be impacted with that and the sugar tax too that you have to deal with. Where, as someone like me who does still love their sugary drinks, I mean, it's pretty baffling to go in and pay $4 for a bottle of soda that used to be $1 out of the vending.
Right, that was another lie that they told. They looked at the Philadelphia sugar tax. They said, well, it's really about obesity. We're trying to bring people's obesity numbers down. You're not bringing the numbers down. All you're doing is another revenue grab on somebody. And they thought, oh, we'll cover it all up with this gauzy feel-good stuff that, oh, we care about whether you have, you weigh 20 pounds overweight, so we're going to tax the sugar. Well, what they found was, the last study that came out about 2 years ago, people are just replacing that drink with something else, either more alcohol, or they're buying it somewhere else, or they're still getting the sugar. They're not losing weight, but the government is still making money off of it. I can't just flat out come out. Don't lie to people about it. Oh, it's for your good health. We care about you. Just leave people alone. Let them just do whatever they want to do. But nope, there we go. We're going to get more money to fill more tax. I swear to God, I'm going to have a heart attack doing this show on these taxes today. Because now you've stuck in there about the millionaire tax.
I did. There was some.
You stuck it in there, Paul. You're trying to kill me.
I know. We did hear from Chris Corey again.
Hold on, clear. I'm going to have to give myself paddles. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for that, Andrew. You ever seen anybody apply them to themselves?
Can you do that?
No.
You're like, wait a minute. You can't do that. I was like, wait a minute.
You're unconscious. Yeah, let me tell you, if you're applying, probably would have the best results for you.
James Bond did in the Casino Royale movie.
See, if James Bond did it, then
wait, did he apply because he got poisoned?
Yeah,
and then he went into the car Jaguar. I think it was the Jaguar.
Aston Martin.
The Aston Martin.
Yeah, got the paddles out, put them on his chest, all that. Yeah.
But first, he drank a whole bunch of salt. He had a whole bunch of salt to try to make himself throw up.
Throw it up. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Andrew.
Movie hour time.
Here we go. And by the way, were you sure it was the Aston Martin? Because I know one of those movies he wasn't driving that one.
I watched it recently. It was the fancy Aston Martin.
Thank you very much. Good. I can't believe this story is in the Seattle Times. Very quickly, we tried to find a real estate agent in Henderson, Nevada. We were unable to find them. But according to an article, I think it's probably from AP, that the real estate agents are just going crazy for all the people that are moving from Washington and California into Henderson, Nevada, because that's the place to go. You can pick yourself up a great big gaudy home that looks like you're a member of the mob in the 70s in New York, living there in Henderson, Nevada. I saw one it was 12,000 square feet. It was like a $4.5 million house. Ridiculous looking place. You expect to say hello to my little friend to come flying out of one of the doors with it. But we're going to find a realtor who will explain to us how many people are coming down there and what they're shopping for. But there it is, more evidence that apparently people will leave.
I saw it when researching that story.
Yes.
Henderson, Nevada, the home of Simpsons giveaway house, actually. They did a promo where they remade the Simpsons house and gave it away. The owners didn't want it and were trying to sell it pretty quickly after that. But that was one of the novelties of Henderson, Nevada.
Yeah, I got two friends that moved down there recently, took all their money with them. But don't forget, they're not going to leave. And then because the price of meat continues to skyrocket, even though I think Trump said he's going to bring it down, people keep eating it, and they have to continue to eat the cost. So I'm going to look into whether or not is it a good idea to get yourself a bison and raise it on your own, and then have the big truck come by and slaughter it right there for you.
A happy story.
Who's coming by?
We have a great
from
guest.
Oak Meadow Buffalo Ranch.
Yeah, we got Jill Lagergren. She is joining us, coming up to talk about your potential
Is
bison
she local?
blades. Yeah, down. They're just out there south, a little bit outside of Olympia. I think it looks like as well.
It's going to be the new investment there. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
This one's brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. North 5 in Seattle is packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal, where Revive I-5 blocks 2 left lanes. That's through June before we catch a brief break. We cleared that collision near the express lane, so this will open things up for us. Meanwhile, 40 minutes to clear this. Once you cross over the Ship Canal Bridge, you're all clear till you hit Shoreline, and from there, just some minor crowding through Linwood. Seattle to Linwood, a half hour. South 5 into Seattle is packed at the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. Bellevue to Linwood is up a little bit to 45 minutes. You're slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park, extra thick through Kirkland. Bellevue to South Center is a half hour. You're slow from 520 down to the Renton Landing. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, it's a half hour across 520, just 20 minutes on I-90. Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. And on Bainbridge Island, northbound 305, you've got a 3 to 4 mile bumper-to-bumper backup as you head toward the Agate Pass Bridge. Not real clear why this is happening. I'm not seeing any blocking issues. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I had a bad hip for a long time and gave up running, and that really stunk. And I thought, well, maybe just I'll be able to jog. I couldn't jog. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I went to go see Dr. Mark Wagner because I was facing surgery. I had all sorts of problems with it. So I meet Dr. Mark Wagner. I'd sent over my MRI and my x-rays, and he's looking at it and he goes, yeah, this could be good for you. This is, we could do stem cell. And he's done more than 20,000 of these procedures. It's an outpatient stem cell procedure. And here's why I liked it. Because I didn't have to go under the knife, and he was using my own stem cells. And I'd seen the fact that he's done more than 20,000 of these. And when I walked into the office there at Seattle Sports from Regenerative Medicine, I was just like, look at all the jerseys of all the athletes that go to see this guy. They're trusting their career to Dr. Mark Wagner. You can easily trust your shoulder, elbow, knee, wrist, whatever it is, to be able to enjoy golf again, or tennis, or hiking, or skiing, whatever it is, just to get physical again. drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Y'all ready, Seattle? Let's go.
It's about us. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
It's the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade tomorrow.
12. It's your boy G. Scott. I'll be checking in live throughout the parade as I ride along with the Seahawks in the parade.
And Luke Ducey will be reporting live from the parade all day. Everything you need to make your plans is at mynorthwest.com. We're the home of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
And this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Lonnie. Lonnie, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
We've been with the same insurance company for over 32 years. And my husband said, come on, let's at least try it. And that was the smartest thing we ever did because we saved thousands, literally thousands a year on our insurance. They improved it. It cost me less, and it was a higher value. You know, I can't say enough good things about Scott because everything that he said he'd do, he did.
What do you tell your friends they can expect when they make the call to First Mark?
An easy, profitable, and actually pleasant call. They genuinely are trying to help you, and you can't beat that. We were silly to wait so long. A couple other friends that had called, too. They said, why didn't you tell us about this sooner?
You see, Lonnie did it. My family did it. You got to do it, and it's totally free. Go take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Yep, it's raining out there. Integrity Roofing and Construction is your trusted local roofing team. Integrity offers free estimates, and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. They'll keep your home leak-free and protected from the northwest rains. Visit integrityrc.com to schedule a roof assessment or video inspection today. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team can help with a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Visit integrityrc.com. That's integrityrc.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
KIRO News Radio, continuing coverage.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle police are looking for 2 shooting suspects in the Central District. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch live at that scene near 20th and Jackson. James.
Aaron, SPD responded to the Abbey Lincoln Court Apartments near 20th and South Jackson at 2:45 this afternoon for shots fired. When they arrived, they found a man and a woman, both with multiple gunshot wounds to their torsos in a third-floor apartment. The suspects, another man and another woman, seen on surveillance video fleeing the building. Here's SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
Our officers have good information on what they look like, and we are actively searching for those suspects. We had a police K-9 team come down here to help search for the suspects. We have not located those suspects yet.
Now, the male victim is said to be in critical condition in surgery right now, fighting for his life. Live in the Central District, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
New surveillance video is out today showing a masked man approaching the home of Nancy Guthrie. Her daughter, Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie, shared the footage on Instagram, writing, "Someone out there recognizes this person." CBS's Anna Schechter.
He's wearing a mask, covering his hands, so he was ready. He did not want to leave DNA. He did not want his face recognizable.
FBI says that man in the video may have been armed as well. 2 Texas men plead guilty in a multi-state ATM robbery ring that repeatedly targeted Washington. Federal prosecutors say Amon Hogg and Seth Cole's body would disable those machines and then wait to assault or threaten service technicians. They hit multiple ATMs in Renton, Vancouver, Battleground, and Redmond. They're tied to similar crimes in Oregon, Arizona, Maine, and Mississippi. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company is setting up shop in Bellevue.
According to city permit filings, XAI has leased a full floor at Lincoln Square South in downtown. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports that's about 25,000 square feet. The space used to belong to video game maker Epic Games. Bellevue has become a hotspot for AI companies looking to compete in the industry. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Boeing expects to open its 4th MAX production line in Everett by mid-summer. That's according to the Seattle Times. The line was announced back in 2023. Company hopes to boost its monthly production of MAX jets from 42 up to 63. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:33. Check in with Nate Connors.
All right, this one brought to us by Simply Seattle. Here in Seattle, northbound I-5 is really struggling today. It's bumper to bumper approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. We'll revive I-5, of course, blocks 2 left lanes. We are looking at about 40 minutes to clear this backup. Once you cross over the Ship Canal Bridge, you're clear all the way into Shoreline, and from there, it isn't bad. Just some minor crowding through Linwood, all added up. Seattle to Linwood, a half hour. Bellevue to Linwood, 45 minutes. You're slow from Bellevue into Canyon Park, and it is bumper to bumper through Kirkland. South 5 into Seattle is packed at the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90, which is really good for this time of day. 20 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Bellevue to South Center, give yourself a half hour. You're slow from 520 down to the Renton Landing. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 50-minute commute. It is pretty solid all the way from Renton into Puyallup right now. Seattle to Federal Way will take you 40 minutes. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And now to your forecast. Looking at clear skies tonight. We'll wake up to fog tomorrow, but then the sky should clear. Should be a nice afternoon for a victory parade. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
When it's more than a game, KIRO 7 News has your back. From the field in Santa Clara to the streets here at home. Inside access before, during, and after the big game with extended live coverage of the celebrations. The first interview with Sam Darnold after the win and the biggest moments as you celebrate with your team. Championship parade coverage starts at 10 a.m. only on KIRO 7 TV.
Thank you, Paul. Well said, well read. Bucky's Auto Service Centers, they've been around for 50 years. They have a birthday coming up in March. We got to check on that. They had 16 locations. Take the car to Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Best move. All right. I looked up online. I saw that, and the article was that the price of beef continues to skyrocket for a number of reasons. One, there is consumer demand is still high. There's less cattle. Cost to take care of them, tariffs and drought and all that other stuff. So if you're like me, you're like, well, I don't want to pay $8 for a pound of hamburger. I'm just going to go all in, and I'm going to drive. I love the directions in here. I'm going to pass the Porter grocery store, and if I do, I need to turn back around again and then go see Jill Lagergren over there at Oak Meadows to get my bison. Jill, how bad of an idea is this on a scale of 1 to 10 that I should buy a bison from you?
Oh, it's a 12 out of 10 to buy buffalo versus beef.
I mean, buffalo. Oh, wait. It's a 12 is a bad idea? You sound like my wife already. If I want to get a big buffalo from you. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, no. It's an excellent idea to buy buffalo. It's lower in fat and cholesterol. It's almost as lean as white turkey meat on the steaks and roast. Burger has a little fat added in for holding it together, but it cooks off. And so it's a real good choice. And for women, it's higher in protein content, too.
Yeah.
So, and higher in iron as well.
I read all of the comparisons between just red meat and buffalo. Bison does pretty well, too. So bison and buffalo are both good choices or healthier choices. So we thought we'd call you. You'd walk me through what am I going to need if I want to get a buffalo and then raise it on my own? Would I actually end up... Jill, I hear laughter on the other end of the phone.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. Apparently, I am a moron that I think I could raise a couple of buffaloes and save money in the end.
Well, it isn't a matter of it's being a ludicrous idea. It's a great idea if you have the right setup for them.
Okay.
They need some space. They need to be left alone and not have people going into the field to try to pet the nice buffalo, which really isn't tame.
Right.
And they need to, they could jump a 6-foot fence from standing still. So you have to invest money in your land, your equipment, and your handling facilities if you have a problem with the animal. You want to be able to work them.
All right. So one bedroom condo is not going to work.
Yeah. No, they have a good time ripping that one up pretty fast.
Okay. So I've got 26 acres.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So far, so good?
Yeah, so far, so good.
Okay.
Depends on where it is.
Let me add it up.
How much pressure they have. So you need a food source and a water source.
I got water. I got 26 acres. I got a big pond. Okay, hold on. I'm going to add it all up. And then what does it cost? So should I buy a calf? Is that the best way to go?
Well, it's a good way to start. But again, make sure you have fencing first before they get there, and a corral set up. So we invested in fencing, and our animals are on about 40 acres total, but we also have land that's part of our property that we raise our own hay on, our grass hay. So they have fresh grass to graze on every day, but they also have a hay source right on our property. We have that done by a nearby farmer.
Wait, I have to supplement the fresh grass with hay as well?
Well, the grass goes semi-dormant in the winter, even though it looks like it's growing all the time. It doesn't have the nutritional value you need to really, that and some mineral supplements sometimes is needed because our rain causes a lot of deficiencies in copper. Selenium will wash through the grass and the soil. So you just give them a few minerals, some salt, and hay during the winter. It doesn't have to be expensive hay. It doesn't need to be alfalfa. They're very basic animals.
Yeah.
But the main thing is containment. Make them happy, give them food, water. Don't pressure them by people that, people might want to come and see them or go pet the nice buffalo. But, they appreciate and respect electric fences. But if somebody starts getting in their face, you can stampede them right through your fences if you're not careful.
Holy moly. How long have you been involved in this, you and Ed, your husband?
About 30 years. This is our 30th year since we started with 4 little heifer calves and 1 bull calf.
And
so we did start with the little guys and then raised them on the property. But we have never attempted to tame buffalo. They adapt to us. They put up with us. And I always have an out in mind when I'd be out in the fields. I knew where I could get through a cross fence or go behind a gate to get away if I needed to.
So whose idea was it, Jill? Was it your idea or Ed's idea to get into this? And what were you doing before you got into buffaloes?
Well, he's an engineer by trade, and so he worked for the state. I was doing marketing at that time. I'm an accountant by training. But we just had a crazy streak of insanity and talked it over. We decided we wanted to raise children in the country atmosphere that we each grew up in. And while we were doing that, he's like, well, what can we keep Jill occupied with while she's home with kids, as if that wasn't enough. So we researched the idea for a couple of years of what could we put on the property, and we came on the idea of buffalo. So we went to an international conference in La Crosse, Wisconsin, met other ranchers who are wonderful people, and they're really like to help mentor people into the business because, there's tons of room for being in the buffalo bison business. It's the same animal.
Yeah.
It was misnamed years ago. I have a funny story about how it got misnamed, but I might be taking up too much of your time.
Well, I'm still going back to the fact that your husband said, yeah, what can we do to keep Jill busy while she's raising the children? I mean, and you're still married to this man.
Yeah, almost 36 years this month.
How did the kids turn out?
Great. Well, we actually was kind of cute is we started the buffalo operation. We got on the property ourselves, just the two of us, and started the operation going in November with our small little group coming in. And then by June, we adopted 3 kids that were siblings. And so we don't do things on a small scale.
No.
We jump right in there.
Wow, you picked up 3 kids on adoption, and I assume you fenced them in with electricity and some other things like that, and provided some minerals for them in the winter. So altogether, if somebody wanted to do this, because you get 3, you pick up calves, they're about $1,500 a piece or something because they're herd animals, so they're 3 of them. So that's and then you got to do medical vet bills. You got that going in there. And then you got the hay at $24, normally a bale, something like that, depending on what size the bale of hay is. So altogether, when you run all the numbers through, at the end, when you get the meat.
When they harvest them.
Does it pencil out for somebody?
Well, it wasn't on that small of a scale.
Oh.
We were actually up to almost 70 animals at one time. We're moving towards retirement, so we're more like in the 25 to 30 animals on the property currently. But it pencils out for somebody who wants to do this as a nice secondary business and then build it into a full-time business. It depends on how much property they have and how many animals they can support on that proproperty.
And then how much how much they can afford for the divorce. I mean, let's factor that thing in there too.
Well, that's a killer right there. No, you should have a spouse that's on the same page with you. I was really the gung-ho one about getting on the property and doing buffalo because, of course, we looked at other options, but my husband doesn't like horses. They don't make money.
Yeah.
I did dairy farming many, many, many years ago and helped out anyway, and that's full-time 24/7, too much. So buffalo is a nice industry because the animals are really easy care.
Yeah, unlike children. Well, Jill there, howdy from Oak Meadows Buffalo Ranch.
Right.
I love your directions in here that if you've gone too far, you go past the something or other, turn around, come on back, and, honk, and we'll come out and see you.
There you go. You go.
You're living a dream life. Keep it up. My best to Ed and to the rest of the Buffalo. Thank you, Jill.
Okay, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. All righty, thanks. Okay, scratch that idea. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
Yeah, KIRO Newsradio App has our update. We've got a car fire through JBLM, North 5 at Bridgeport. It's blocking the right lane and part of the on-ramp, causing an early merge. Fire crews may shut down that on-ramp completely, so if you're in that area, just be prepared for that. Right now, we've got close to a 2-mile backup. Olympia to Tacoma is at 40 minutes right now, about to climb. Coming the other way, Tacoma to Olympia, 45 minutes. Not bad for this time of day. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is going to take you 50 minutes. We're pretty solid along the entire stretch. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Let's see, it's taking about 40 minutes to clear this. Northbound 99, of course, an alternate route that is packed from Soto up to South Lake Union. South 5 into Seattle, not too bad again for this time of day. It is packed approaching the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. Still about 20 minutes. That's it from Linwood to Seattle. And crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, we're struggling on 520. It's at 35 minutes. It's a 25-minute trip on I-90. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, if you'd like to get organized and you want to reduce the stress in your house, the best way to go is closets. That's right. If you want real stress, get yourself a Buffalo. But if you'd like to reduce the stress, get a closet and have them completely come in and organize everything, especially the garage. If your garage looked like my garage prior to Closets by Design coming in, where there's a bunch of paint cans laying around, there's some half-done projects, there's pieces of wood leaning up against the wall, and bicycles are all over the place, you will get organized, and you just feel better when you come home when the garage door opens up and you're like, well, look. I got closets. I'm organized. When Nick said, let's put some in the barn there, I said, okay, but don't get the first one that pops up on Google. Find somebody that's locally owned. If they're family run, even better. If they've been around for a while, well, there we go. That's a trifecta. That's a big win. And that was Closets by Design. The nice lady came in, sat with Nick from 10 to 3, and completely designed everything we need in the master bedroom on the second floor, the storage closet, and the bedroom and the bathroom. All of it is completely stress-free and not the big price you'd expect. 40% off plus 15% off and 18 months financing. It's Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. An honest person might make a mistake on their tax return, and it's through no fault of their own, just because they don't understand the process, and that's where your expertise comes in.
Unfortunately, that does occur. We've had cases where the taxpayers decided, hey, I'm just going to handle it on my own, and then they get right in a pickle. They've done things they shouldn't have done, said things they shouldn't have said. Hey, the biggest thing is we all have an ego, right, Jason? We all go, oh, I can do it. I can handle it myself. No problem. Folks, really, you need to have help.
I have the biggest ego, but I'm smart enough to realize that if the IRS ever targeted me, I would need you to help me, and I would not ever think about taking them on myself.
Well, I'm really glad you think that way. That's the adult way to think.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Save $1,700 when you Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
DUI? Felony charge? Trust Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-OA. Over 30 years serving the Pacific Northwest and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Every mistake has a solution at 1-800-DUI-OA.
1-800-DUI-OA!
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
If you've been sitting in traffic long enough to finish a podcast and question your life choices, it's time to flip your trip. Ride transit. Find a park and ride or roll past stress on a bike or scooter. Free yourself from traffic jams at flipyourtrip.org.
Muckleshoot Resort text line. It's written down in two different ways, and I had the problem of trying to read both of them the exact same time. The Muckleshoot Resort Casino Resort text line.
That'll do.
There we go. They are the official sponsors now. Back on the text line, 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but I guess they're just trying to get people to think about McDonald's again. They're struggling to pick up more market share. So what's the best way to do that? Well, at Valentine's Day, nothing says I love you more than McNuggets and caviar.
Holy mother of pearl. Let's try a McNugget. Oh my God. McDonald's is collaborating with Paramount Caviar for this drop, and my God.
Ugh, this guy.
It's such a fake crunch. That crunch is not the real crunch of a McNugget. You can't tell me that you've ever eaten a McNugget and it sounds like
that?
It sounds like he's biting an apple.
It's like the opening scene of Jaws, the thing coming up from underneath it.
This is dropping February 10th. Let's put extra caviar on this.
Okay, we will. The reviews, social media, the McDonald's extra crunchy, apparently. McNugget and the caviar.
It's good. It has a really briny taste, which I think is going to work perfectly with the caviar. As always, mix your creme fraiche. It should have a silky consistency. And you guys know nuggets and caviar are like my favorite snack ever. It's so good.
How do you? How often do you do that? Happen? How often do you eat nuggets and it's my after school snack. Let me wind down.
We had to drop a chair. We were so upset about that. It's not our favorite snack. It just came out. Let's see. The restaurant sold 6 with the caviar, the creme fraiche. What are they charge? $25, but for a limited time only. Again, take that special someone to McDonald's.
And now you know the rest of the story.
Here comes Nate checking traffic data on.
Thanks, John. This report brought to us by Seattle Sports. JBLM, we've got a car fire north 5 of Bridgeport Way. It's blocking your right lane and the very end of that on-ramp. You can still access I-5 from the on-ramp, but it's going to cause an early merge for you. Your backup starts now at Murray Road, which is the same as Thorn Lane. Olympia to Tacoma, still hovering at 40 minutes. Seattle to Tacoma is a 55-minute drive. Typical backups here between Tukwila and Des Moines, and again from Federal Way into Tacoma. South 405, we're slow from northbound 405, slows from South Center up to the Renton Landing, turns into bumper-to-bumper volumes when you enter the S-curves. South Center to Bellevue is a 25-minute drive. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're packed just around that Michigan curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. It is now 50 minutes to clear this back up. Northbound 99, a good alternate route, but I'll warn you, it is packed from Soto to South Lake Union. And crossing the Big Lake from Bellevue into Seattle, 35 minutes on 520, 25 minutes on I-90. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harger.
And I'm Manda Factor. Is it parade time yet?
Almost, Manda. Join us tomorrow as we get ready for the biggest party of the year.
The Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks Victory Parade.
Roads will be closing early in the morning.
Sully will try to help you get around the craziness.
Will the fog lift in time? Meteorologist Scott Sistek from the Emerald City Weather Blog joins us.
That's tomorrow, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Subscribe to The Reset, the podcast with me, G. Scott, and Seahawks great Brandon Mebane. New episodes are out every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
It's the Super Smart Top Special at Olympic. Save on a new hot top and get a free Smart Top cover worth $3,700. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
Our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
If your home is 20 years old or more, it might be time to have your roof checked. Your roof is your home's first line of defense, and at Guardian, we help it last as long as possible. That's why every new install comes protected with a full year of free maintenance on us. Visit us at GuardianRoofing.com.
We're the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn. New photos and videos were released today showing a person in a ski mask and gloves on Nancy Guthrie's porch on the day she disappeared. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti tells us he messed with her doorbell cam.
The FBI says Guthrie's Nest camera was disabled at 1:47 a.m. 41 minutes later, her pacemaker app disconnects from her phone, which was left behind along with a trail of blood.
Right after the footage was released, Savannah Guthrie reposted the images on her Instagram with a message saying, "We believe she is still alive. Bring her home." A congressional hearing is taking up the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Democrat Eric Swalwell questioned ICE acting director Todd Lyons.
God, I hope at least one person has been fired for their conduct since these operations have begun. Are you telling us you can't even say one person's been fired?
Sir, I'm not going to talk about personnel actions, but we will get back to you.
A teen girl says she was zip-tied by law enforcement during an October raid on a horse racing track in Idaho. Correspondent Matt Gutman is following the story.
I spoke to Suhey Tello. She's 14, probably around 5'1", 100 and some pounds. And she said that multiple agents forced her out of her car. She asked who they were, why they were detaining her. She says she didn't get a response. She says they threw her to the ground and we saw bruises, images of her bruising.
The raid was targeting an alleged illegal gambling ring. More than 300 American citizens and 100 undocumented immigrants were taken into custody. Newly unsealed documents tell us more about a raid on an election center in Fulton County, Georgia. Reporter Jake Rosen with details.
According to the affidavit, the Bureau is investigating potential violations of 2 criminal laws. One of those laws makes it a crime for election officials to intimidate voters and to deprive them of a fair election by submitting fraudulent ballots or voter registration applications, and the other law requires election officials to retain federal election records for 22 months.
New Russian strikes in Ukraine. Officials say 4 people were killed, a 34-year-old man along with 3 young children. A U.S. brokered peace deal to end the war is still ongoing, although the Kremlin says no date has been set yet for the next round of talks. A Super Bowl ad got a lot of reaction after claiming rich people live longer. So do they? CBS medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says it's true.
Research shows that men in the top 1% of income live about 15 years longer than men in the bottom 1%. For women, it's about a 10-year gap. That's not a rounding error. That's an entire extra decade of life.
She says the ad isn't wrong about the problem. It's wrong about the solution. This is CBS News.
Follow and listen to CBS Mornings on the go on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, police investigate a double shooting in Seattle's Central District. That's after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
This one brought to us by Bucky's Complete Auto Care. We've got a car fire down JBLM, North 5 of Bridgeport Way, blocking your right lane, and the very end of that on-ramp causing an early merge. Your backup now starts back at Jackson Avenue, Olympia to Tacoma at 45 minutes. Actually, the car fire is out at this point, but they're still on scene. Seattle to Tacoma, just under an hour. Typical backups between Tukwila and Des Moines, right past 560. You'll clear out till you hit about South 320th and Federal Way, and that continues down to the Puyallup River Bridge in Tacoma. North 405 slows at South Center up to the Renton Landing. It's really thick through the Renton S-curves, and right now South Center to Bellevue, you're pushing a half hour. North 5 in Seattle, packed from approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, where, of course, 2 left lanes are closed to revive I-5. It's going to take you 50 minutes to make it through downtown Seattle on North 5. South 5 is doing pretty good. You'll eventually jam up near Northeast 50th down to I-90. Northbound 99 is packed from Soto up to South Lake Union and crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle. We're struggling on a 520 this afternoon, pushing 40 minutes, 25 minutes on I-90. Everywhere else, we're looking at typical backups, if not lighter than normal volumes. For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granello. A man and a woman were found shot today multiple times in a Central District apartment. The shooters, another man and a woman, are now on the run. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
Circumstances leading up to this shooting are under investigation. Obviously, our victims are both in the hospital right now. They need emergency medical care.
The shooting happened at around 2:45 this afternoon at the Abbey Lincoln Court Apartments. That's near 20th and South Jackson. The battle over the so-called millionaire's tax continues today in Olympia.
Jane Hopkins, registered nurse and union president, was among the hundreds of educators and healthcare providers rallying Tuesday on the steps of the state capitol.
Washington should stand for care, dignity, the community, and not for being worried about millionaires' feelings.
They're pushing for the legislature to pass the bill that would put an income tax on those earning over $1 million a year. Republicans like Senator John Braun are pushing back.
They want to get it by demonizing folks who have been successful in our state and then expanding it to everyone long term.
The bill is still in committee. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
No political debate over the Seahawks. The state Senate today passed a resolution honoring their Super Bowl victory. Republican Nikki Torres sponsored that resolution.
This is also bringing this chamber together, setting politics aside, but it's bringing people together, so I commend the Seahawks for that as well.
The measure was adopted with unanimous support. And it was one of the iconic shots from the Super Bowl. Seahawks coach Mike Macdonald staring at the sky above Levi Stadium after winning the game. Macdonald tells Brock and Salk on 710 Seattle Sports he just didn't know where else to look.
If I were to look at a camera, which camera would I look at? Then if you do look at the camera, then what do? Do you just stare into the camera? That's awkward. So you don't do that. So then you look up. And there's fireworks going on, so I'll look at the fireworks, and I'll join the hell out of the fireworks.
You can celebrate the win tomorrow here in Seattle, a victory parade running through downtown along 4th Avenue. Weather updates looking at clear skies tonight. We'll see some fog tomorrow morning, and then should clear out just in time for that parade. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Yes, this would be good.
I just want to catch my fish.
Poor guy from yesterday. Trying to kiss my fish. Thank you, Andrew. Nicely done. The Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 1-888-973-5476. Or welcome. Have the defibrillator paddles ready to go there, Andrew.
They're all charged up.
Carlene Johnson, I'm having a bad day today. I've just been listening to everybody talk about the fact that if you're rich or you make $1 million, you don't really deserve it, and then they have better plans for it. So, and now you're going to come in with more bad news.
I know. There's really nothing good happening in
Okay, Carlene Johnson, thanks for joining us.
The good news is that, as Bon Jovi says, we're halfway there. Today's day 30 of the 60-day session. So we're half done with the misery.
Right.
And I guess that's some glasses half full, half empty, something. I don't know.
Well, the other good news, Carlene, is the fact that they can't propose any more bills. The deadline hit, right?
Yeah, it did. The other part of that, though, is that things that didn't necessarily get passed out of committee, they have magical ways of resurrecting things on the House floor, often in the final hours of session. So nothing's ever really dead until they gavel out. That's what I'm always told. So even though there's some bad bills that have thankfully been put down or at least sort of anesthetized by Republicans, stuff could still come back up.
Let's talk about the story you've been working on. I saw that Brandy Cruz broke it, I think, originally, or maybe you had it there at Center Square, about the teen athlete who was sexually violated by a boy thinking he was a girl and ended up wrestling her. I think it was a 190-pound weight class, I think, or I forget somewhere in there.
Yeah, Brandy Cruz broke this story yesterday, and I was supposed to be speaking with the girl, the teen wrestler from Rogers High School in Puyallup, Callie Keeler, but their family secured an attorney about an hour ago, and the attorney has given the good advice to not talk to the media for the time being, even though the whole story's out there, right? Because Brandy Cruz had it in her podcast yesterday. So for folks that missed it, she did a great investigative piece. This girl on early December last year, she's been a wrestler since she was little. She was at a school meet, didn't know she was wrestling against a boy much larger than her, I guess. I thought those weight classes are supposed to be
it might 190 on up.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, her assertion is that while he's in the process of pinning her and got a hand between her legs, that he sort of spent a little bit more time in the inner regions than he should have. And you can actually see the video. If you haven't seen, you've probably seen it, John, but her face, like she's looking over at her mom who's videotaping going, oh my God, like what's happening? I've just been sexually assaulted. The problem is she told the school 2 days later, John, and they didn't tell police until January 30th. So that's a problem.
Yeah, Brandy had this part of the school's response.
But as I said, there are multiple individuals within the school district who knew about the allegations that Callie was making and did not act on it in a manner consistent with state law. Based on conversations we've had with Callie Keeler's family, based on emails that we've reviewed, we believe there were at least 4 individuals within the Puyallup School District who had a duty to report this to the police and failed to do so in a timely manner. State law says at the soonest available opportunity, or at least within 48 hours. We believe 2 coaches. We believe that an athletic director and a principal had an obligation to report this to police sooner than they did. We got confirmation, by the way, from the Pierce County Sheriff's Office that this incident is now the subject of a criminal investigation. They told us in an email, the school resource officer informed me he was called by the school to investigate a report of sexual assault at a wrestling match. This incident allegedly happened during the match between the victim and a transgender student the victim was wrestling at the time. Last week, the school resource officer reviewed a video of the match, and he will be following up with the victim this week for further information. This is being investigated and is still active. So to me,
yeah, this is where it gets a little into a gray area. Ready?
Yeah.
There is a term in wrestling called checking the oil.
I've heard the term, yes.
Yeah, and it's not illegal. It's not legal. It's just if you can do it without getting caught, it's basically you get your hand back into those areas and grab whatever you can, especially up in the one area. You're not allowed to. You're basically grabbing around the person's private parts. Right. So
but so then why do we let boys wrestle girls? I mean, in some schools they do that anyway because you don't have enough female wrestlers or whatever, and if they know they're going into it. But in this case, this girl thought she was wrestling another girl. She didn't know till later that was a biological male. I mean, that's a problem right there. Shouldn't they be telling him, by the way, the guy you're about to go down on the mat with? Yeah, that's not Roberta, that's Bob. I mean, we should tell these young women. Because she might not have felt comfortable doing that to begin with.
Well,
she's never wrestled a boy before.
I know, but if you ask Superintendent Chris Rakedahl, he'll tell you that
no such thing.
Right? Who are we to determine?
Yes, and Pierce County Sheriff Keith Swank provided an uptate to me today, John, and said that.
Oh my God!
Well, no, don't. I know.
Get out the paddles.
No. Exactly. Boom, boom. He said that they have.
All right, go ahead.
They have forwarded the case to the prosecutor's office. He didn't say with a recommendation for charges, but I certainly got that sense from the voicemail that he left me this morning. So now it's going to be up to the prosecuting attorney to decide if they move forward with charges or not. So
okay. She's wrestling 190, I think was the weight class. I think it's 215 and then up to 285. This is where they have cover on this thing because in the state of Washington, you can self-diagnose with gender dysphoria, and you can say, well, I feel like a girl, I feel like a boy. So this athlete is being recognized as a girl. Did the girl have a right, the biological girl, have a right to know that she was going to be wrestling a boy? And if she did,
yes, right. I mean, it's so obvious that it just boggles my mind that we're still having this conversation. Maybe after the initiatives, if they get approved by voters in November to protect girls' sports and locker rooms and other private spaces, we won't have to have this conversation. But I would want my daughter to know, right? As a volleyball player, I'd want to know that guy that's going to be blocking her up on that could break her nose with the strength of his swing.
Yeah,
I'd want to know. So that I can help her make a decision whether she wants to compete against that boy or not.
I get it.
I'd want to know.
I get it. Right. Anytime you want to call for the paddles, you can do that to get your heart going again. So
it's just bad. It's bad.
Don't give up, Carlene Johnson.
I'm not giving up because there are lawmakers like my friend and yours, Representative Travis Couture, who is fighting with every fiber of his being to try and protect kids in the care of the Department of Children, Youth, and Families who are dying at higher rates than ever because they're being left in the homes of drug-addicted parents. Because at all costs, we don't want to break apart the bio family. Even if there's fentanyl on the coffee table, we're going to keep that family together. And we had a record number of child deaths and near deaths in 2025. We don't even have the final numbers yet, but through the first 6 months of the year, according to the Office of the Children's Ombuds, it was 92 kids, John. Yeah. 92 kids.
So what 2 amendments or how many amendments has Travis Couture suggested in order to try to protect these children?
Yeah, so bill came up and it was exec out of House Appropriations late Monday. This is Substitute House Bill 2660. This is offered by Lillian Ortiz Self, a Democrat. And this is her way, she says, of addressing the issue. The problem, according to Rep. Couture, is he calls it putting lipstick on a pig. He's like, all you're doing is saying that we're going to give the judges a little more discretion if there's hard drugs in the home. We're going to give them a little bit more of a tool to maybe pull the kid out. The problem is you have to then get a hearing. At this point, all the caseworkers are saying, we can't even get these kids before a judge for the case unless we cross off 19 boxes that say We offered substance abuse treatment. The parents say they're going to do their best. That literally is 19 different things they have to go through before they can get a hearing to put that kid before a judge, before the social worker can say, please, God, don't put him back in that fentanyl drug addicted home. The kid's going to die. That's the crux of the problem. And that's not what we're addressing in this bill. He fought like heck, half an hour of his amendments. One was adopted that made it a little bit better. But for the most part, it looks to me like we're doing another year where we're not going to do anything to help these kids.
Yeah, that it's there will be more deaths, but nobody's held responsible for it. And when you start to leave things to discretion then you can run into additional problems. And it only takes a couple of seconds for some little kid, 2 years old, to stumble upon some fentanyl, ingest parts of it, smell it, whatever it's being smoked in the house. And the state is not there to necessarily protect them because this was originally designed back in, I think, 2020 or 2021. They didn't like the fact that it was kids that were black children or brown children being removed from the home, and then the foster care parents were white, so they didn't like that. So that was part of the underlying reason for it. And they said, well, listen, the parents can work this out. We don't want to break the families up. Yeah, you don't want to break the families up, but at the same time, you also want to be able to protect the child. The last part of the story that I wanted to mention with you. So, Carlene Johnson, you do have your press pass there from Center Square. But was there any time that you were not going to be getting your press pass?
Last year I wasn't going to get my press pass. They basically said the Center Square wasn't really a legit news organization, which is interesting because we have over 1,400, I think, nationwide affiliates at this point. So we had to fight them on it and threaten legal action. Got ours. Jonathan and Brandy last year still didn't get theirs. There was that whole kerfuffle. And then again, it's happening again this year. So now, Citizens Action Defense Fund has had to file another lawsuit and go after these guys and try to get them credentialed because, you and I have talked about this. Media's changed. I know you and I might not disagree that all these, I'm not saying every podcaster should be in there, but when you're looking at legit journalists like Brandy Cruz, Jonathan Cho, and Ari Hoffman, and not credentialing them because you think that they're too opinionated.
Oh, see that? She just had to be taken down offline. Oh, there, you're back. You're back again. Well, by the way, Representative Chris Corey addressed, and he said that the House Republicans will start issuing credentials regardless of which side the person is on.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. What was the most ridiculous thing you heard recently on the floor of the House? And what was your crazy moment where you're like slapping your forehead? Because the talk about the millionaire's tax and the additional other wild ideas they've come up. Oh, here she goes. She's crossed her arms. Are you going to have to reach for a bag of potato chips for this one?
No, what can I reach for now? I'm trying to
glad you're
hit
out of your
myself over the
car.
head with an umbrella. No, what? Here's one thing I noticed today at the Capitol walking around.
Yeah.
SEIU 775. They're all the purple shirts, the purple scarves. What do these people do? Do any of them have actual jobs? All they do is lobby all day, every place in the Capitol, every place on the grounds. They're in the Senate building. They're in the House building. They're taking pictures. They're rallying on the steps every single day of session. It blows my mind. Do they have jobs or are they just paid lobbyists? Every one of them.
Well, you have to go back to the trough if you want to eat every once in a while, and they know that's where the food is. So that's why they are up in Olympia. They pay for their legislators. They give them the money so that they can run. They give them the money that they can win. So then the lawmakers can turn around and write laws that benefit them. It's pretty simple, little easy math equation for everybody. I'll give you a whole bunch of money, you run, and then return by you take taxpayer dollars and you give it to us.
But people should be bothered by that. And not just independents and conservatives. Like everybody that cares about, the political process and how this should really work, should think that that's wrong. I don't know.
What are you going to do? Start throwing tea somewhere in Elliott Bay or something like that? Carlene Johnson, there's nothing you could. Are you at home or are you in some cheap hotel? Where are you?
Well, it's basically the same thing. No, I live in Federal Way, so home is the Motel 6. But no, I'm home now. Okay. I got home early. I was had a couple other interviews to do, but back in Olympia tomorrow for another day of the grind. So.
All right. Well, I'll let you grind away at it there in Olympia. Carlene Johnson from the Center Square, which is a legitimate news source, I might add.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Respect.
All right, respect back to you. Get yourself a bag of potato chips. Last time she was eating them while in her car. Thanks, Carlene. Thank you. Let's just, speaking of cars, Nate, checking traffic for us, Nathan.
This one brought to you by Simply Seattle. JBLM, North 5 and Bridgeport Way. We have a disabled vehicle blocking 2 center lanes. This is right at the scene of our earlier car fire. We've got about a 4 to 5 mile backup. Olympia to Tacoma is at 45 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is less than 40. Seattle to Tacoma, plan on 55 minutes. Got 2 backups. There are typical between Tukwila and Des Moines, and again from Federal Way into Tacoma. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167 is a 45-minute drive, heaviest on from State Route 18 into Puyallup. North 405 is heavy in South Center into the Renton S-curves where it gradually thins out. South Center to Bellevue is at 25 minutes. Coming the other way, Bellevue to South Center, 35. It's solid at 520 all the way to the Renton Landing and really thick till you get through Factoria. North 5 in Seattle is packed just around the Michigan curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. 45 minutes to make your way through downtown Seattle. Bellevue to Linwood, 55 minutes. Pretty solid between Kirkland and Alderwood with bumper-to-bumper volumes through Kirkland. And Seattle to Linwood is just 40 minutes. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I had a bad hip. It was so bad I was going to get surgery, and the doctor said, "Well, we'll give you, we'll give you a new hip, but you can't get one right away. You got to wait a little while." It's like, "Well, what about all the pain?" "Well, stretch it, walk and put some ice on it." I was like, "Yay, gads!" And I kept hearing about stem cell. I did a bunch of research on it, and I looked around, and there's Dr. Mark Wagner. He's at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. He had done 20,000 of these stem cell procedures. It's a 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure, and I thought, okay, I'm going to send it to him because I'd gotten recommendations from a bunch of different chiropractors and a few other surgeons that, how about Dr. Mark Wagner? So I send him my MRI and my x-rays. I go in there, I meet him. I see these jerseys from all these athletes I recognize that are up on the wall. I'm like, whew. So if they're going to him, this is the guy. I meet Wagner and I explain to him I haven't been able to run in a long time. He goes, "Let's take a look." And then we do the procedure, and it's been, I think, 13 weeks or something like that. Ran again just 6 weeks after the procedure. I feel great. You've got a bad shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is before surgery, go see drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Y'all ready, Seattle? Let's go.
It's about us. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
It's the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade. Tomorrow.
12. It's your boy G. Scott. I'll be checking in live throughout the parade as I ride along with the Seahawks in the parade.
And Luke Ducey will be reporting live from the parade all day. Everything you need to make your plans is at mynorthwest.com. We're the home of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-990-3434. That's 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and $250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. The FBI today released some chilling new images. They show a man at the home of Nancy Guthrie the morning she disappeared about 10 days ago now. CBS's Cammie McCormick reports.
The images show a masked person wearing a backpack, gloves, a zipped-up jacket, and ski mask. The person approaches the front door, raises a gloved hand to a home security camera, and walks away. Another clip shows the person facing the camera holding a flashlight in their mouth before covering the camera lens with some vegetation, thought to be prairie bush. The individual appears to have a gun on the front of their belt, and from their behavior, appears to already know there is a camera.
Kirkland police have solved a decades-old mystery. Investigators used genetic genealogy to identify 35-year-old William Horn. He was found in a blackberry bush back in 1985. Police say he was wrapped in blankets and plastic, likely seeking shelter from snowfall. His death has been ruled accidental. More measles cases have been reported in Snohomish County. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery reports.
The small outbreak has gone from 6 cases at the end of January to 11 confirmed cases now. However, no new exposure sites have been listed. The county health officer had said families whose children got sick were quarantining and suspected more people got sick but were staying home, helping contain the spread. This all started when a family visited from South Carolina in December, where a major outbreak is happening. There are 8 other unrelated cases in Clark County. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
New survey shows more employers are thinking about moving their businesses out of our states. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports.
Morgan Irwin, vice president of the Association of Washington Business, tells Jake and Spike, historically, about 8 or 9% of businesses say they're thinking about moving. But according to the association's latest employer survey, that number has now jumped to 17%.
That's a troubling trend, and that's something that we're seeing right now.
44% of the people who took the survey say they are looking to live in another state. Number one reason? Taxes. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And that takes us to 5:32. We check in on traffic with Nate Connors.
And this report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. JBLM, we're all clear. North 5 of Bridgeport Way after we cleared a disabled vehicle moments ago. And then, of course, the scene of our earlier car fire. All lanes are back open. Here, close to a 4 to 5 mile backup that starts back at the main gate. Olympia to Tacoma, a 45-minute trip. That's about a 10-minute delay. Seattle to Federal Way, we're down to a half hour. Still slow at Interurban Avenue down to 516, but the backup is thinning out. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 40-minute drive. Heavier south of State Route 18 into Puyallup. North 405, we're still slow from South Center up to the Renton Landing. It is thinning out, though. South Center to Bellevue, around 20 minutes. Bellevue to South Center, 35 minutes. It's solid at 520 all the way down to the Renton Landing. And it's really thick till you get through Factoria, and then things start to lighten up for you. Here in Seattle, North 5, it's packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. 45 minutes to clear this back up. Bellevue to Linwood is at 50 minutes. We're solid from Kirkland into Alderwood. A little break there through Canyon Park. Seattle to Linwood, just 40 minutes. For nearly 50 years, 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance. Right now, save up to $2,000 on new heating and cooling systems. Call the comfort people, homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to the forecast. We are seeing clear skies tonight. Come tomorrow, we'll wake up to some morning fog. The parade forecast for the Seahawks, some fog early on, but should see some sunshine emerging as the parade route continues. Right now, 52 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Wilcox Family Farm. Fresh as eggs around. Tina, if you'd be so kind. There's a wheel spinning around with all the names of all the players. The lights are blue, green, yellow, red, and blue, blue, and green for the Seahawks, and it lands on Andrew. Andrew?
Oh, okay. Chili omelet recipe we're doing. So, good. 2 eggs are good for 1 person. 3 is kind of starting to get to the edge. No, I don't want to make one bigger than 5 eggs, I think, is the guideline. Anyway, you can put
slow down. Aaron's writing all this down. Go ahead.
A lot of butter in a pan. Yeah. A nice slippery pan if you can get like a scan pan.
Yeah, scan.
And like at least like a tablespoon or so. You want a lot of butter in there.
Wow.
And whisk up your eggs, salt and pepper, maybe some hot sauce if you want to put it in there.
Yeah.
While you're doing this, you want to put your chili on the stove in a pot.
We are a 3-hour show.
Yes, I'm working on it. So then you throw the eggs in the pan once the butter's starting to go, and then you kind of pull it from the edges, let the yolk on top go to the edges to get it nice and even and cooked. Once you're at the point where it's starting to slip around a little bit,
okay, I'm never calling on him again. Yeah.
Flip it
yes,
in the pan.
Flip it, yes.
Immediately turn off the heat because it's basically done cooking. You put your cheese on the top there, put your chili on the top, and then roll it out of the pan. There's a chili omelet.
There we are. That's officially there. Look for that one. That's going to be the addendum on the book.
Yum!
Thank you. That's the last time we ever call on you, Andrew. You've succeeded.
I can't win.
You've succeeded.
Any green bell peppers in that?
Okay, Nate, come on now. We got to talk Seahawks. Here the parade coming up. First of all, let me give credit to the people that showed up on that fateful day when the Seattle Seahawks came back from the loss, 28-24 against the Pats in 2015. They showed up on a cold day, a cold morning at SeaTac Airport. And then some other people, not a whole bunch, stood there as well as the players went back to the VMAC. Those were the fans because they knew, listen, I'm there. I heard one lady, she was interviewed, I think, on King 5. She said, win or lose, I love these guys. And they needed us to be there for them when they got off that plane. Because anybody can show up at the parade when you win, but are you there when they lose? So tomorrow, everybody gets a chance to be there because, of course, Seahawks win. And
please, if you're coming down, do not bring your firearm and leave it safely in your vehicle. Leave it safely at home.
Yeah, good advice. But they tell you don't leave it in your vehicle. It gets stolen out of the vehicle because you have to have the super duper lock on the whole thing. But who was that who said that? Was it Captain? Is that Captain Garth Green urging use of mass transportation? And then he also says 4th Avenue is going to be shut down. Oh, this is going to be nice. At 6:30.
We need that so we can deploy our fencing, deploy our barriers, and get everybody safely on the route to watch the parade.
Okay. One more little cut for him.
If they're not coming for the parade, they may want to avoid Seattle on Wednesday. If they're coming for the parade, come early.
Yeah. The last time they were at the parade, we were out there. I don't know what the temperature was. My son, my daughter, and I were out there for hours and hours. It must have been in the teens. It was brutally cold. Tomorrow, weather looks pretty good for all this sort of stuff. KIRO 7 says King County office is making sure they got everything ready for security.
Deputies say there will be plenty of law enforcement flooding downtown to keep people safe on Wednesday.
We have a plan in place right now. We want to be prepared for everything.
The Seahawks are already encouraging people to take public transit since parking will be difficult.
Be patient, be smart, don't drink and drive.
If you do plan on being one of the hundreds of thousands of people expected to attend the parade, officers say they want you to report anything suspicious if you see it.
Okay, fine. By the way, there will still be school.
District leaders have made it clear classes and activities at Seattle Public Schools will go on as normal, parade or no parade. That means students who cut out to witness Seattle history without a note from a parent or guardian will get an unexcused absence. School district staff also want to remind parents to plan for traffic and transit headaches during drop-off and pickup, especially if you're near the parade route. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Yeah, if they could tie it in with an ICE protest, then it would be okay. So you want a bunch of 10-year-olds out there with, ICE out or whatever other sign, and then also on the other side have, Go Hawks, then it would be okay. But in this case, it is not an excused absence. Even though I saw that there was a House Bill 2732 that would allow kids to have excused absence for protesting. And then a guy named Michael Moore, who is the president, Federation of Federal Way City Council, he came up with this idea saying we need to make sure that kids know that they can protest and that they should be out there marching around, all be treated as equals, is what Martin Moore had said. So he was all in on the kids. Go out there and protest all you want because that's you really know what you're doing. So he was saying the kids should be able to have their days off from school. There should be excused absence. Just going to put that over there for now. Back to the other good news. The whirlwind right afterwards for the Super Bowl appearance. Coach McDonald isn't the most effusive guy.
No,
he's not a good
at
guy.
all.
No.
He's kind of funny, though, in that way, right? When he, I do not care is one of the funniest things I feel like I have heard because he was caught so off guard. He's just like, I do not care.
He's not a rah-rah dude. He's not going to give you crazy stuff, but he's making the tour. He's going on all the night shows.
From the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks, please welcome head coach Mike McDonald.
And then silence. The coach appeared also. Let's see, he was on Jimmy Kimmel. He talked about what it was like being on Kimmel's show, and that I didn't know they had clothes for him.
They have costume people. They had like a rack of clothes and like nothing fit because I'm like freaking weird shaped. and so they had to like bring me another shirt because like I would have looked like a fat guy in a little shirt.
So I guess he looked good. I didn't see it, but so he's flying all over the place doing all the interviews. I was talking to Rye about this today. Well, we went to the parade, and of course, there's Richard Sherman, right? And there's Russell Wilson and Bam Bam Cam Chancellor, and you knew all the players. And Marshawn Lynch on top of the Ducks, and he's throwing the Skittles to everybody. It seemed like I knew their personalities more. Maybe I'm not as close to the players and their nuances and their public personas as it seemed like so many of us were for a longer period of time with these guys. Now, the team that is now been brought together and world champions as they are, maybe people know more sort of personal things about them. But I don't feel like I know these players as well as I knew the other guys.
That's a big difference, I think, with this team. We talked a lot when I was filling in for some of the shows. That the Legion of Boom was a lot of big personalities.
Earl Thomas, you just knew about these guys. And
Exactly.
You'd see him, and then you knew Marshawn's only there because he doesn't want to get fined, and Russell Wilson was thanking God and doing his thing. And
right,
I don't know as many. Do you know the little unique quirks of their personalities?
Through work, yeah. Luckily, I was able to learn more about like Jackson Smith and Jigba and such. But they really embodied Mike McDonald's whole thing of we're one unit. 12 is one was their whole thing. So yeah, I don't think you have as much of those big personalities. You have some big one, maybe Witherspoon being one of them. He's a big trash talker, as the team was saying.
But Michael Bennett was such a
right.
I know Michael Bennett. And he's an odd dude. He's a really smart guy, and he's a unique individual. And when he was up there, it's like, oh, there's Michael Bennett. Like, they were more than just football players, right? Again, that might be my fault in not following as closely as I was in previous years. But that extra connection you feel to them rather than just players. I don't know.
Did you see that story about Ken Walker's dad? Did you?
Yeah, Ken Walker's dad had never been to the games because he doesn't like crowds.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Ken talked him into it.
Right.
And he didn't want to be there, but he showed up for this game.
It's kind of like, hey, if you're going to come to one, like if there's only one game you're going to go to, it's got to be that one. And then winning the MVP, I mean, that's pretty cool. But it is interesting. I think not having the same person. I feel like football in general is kind of like that. There's the big stars that we know of, but the average football player, I would say most football players could probably walk into a store and be unrecognized. They could probably shop easy. I'm not the biggest names, but you're telling me like an offensive lineman walks in there, or like I'll tell you, when I
lived in Sammamish, and Sidney Rice lived in Sammamish, and you'd walk in, and there was Sidney Rice. First of all, oh my gosh, look, a black guy in Sammamish. So then it was like, excuse me, you play basketball, right? Or there'd be that like, but Sidney Rice had the dreadlocks. He's walking around. He didn't always have Seahawks gear on, but everyone's like, that's Sidney Rice. It takes like about 3 or 4 people to go, wait a minute, is that who that guy is? Yeah, you pick him out. Besides, there's some other guy. He's like 6'8".
That's the size might be the thing.
600 pounds. Excuse me, I don't want to insult you, but do you play football? Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Simply Seattle has our update. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, just a 40-minute drive now. Again, heaviest south of State Route 18. The north end has pretty much cleared out. Northbound 405, we're still slow from South Center through the Renton Landing. South Center to Bellevue's at 25 minutes. Coming the other way, Bellevue to South Center, 35 minutes. It's still solid from 520 to about the Renton Landing. And again, it's pretty thick from about mid-Bellevue through Factoria. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're bumper to bumper just around the Michigan Curve up across the Ship Canal Bridge. It's still 45 minutes to make your way through downtown Seattle. Northbound 99, a good alternate route, but it is bumper to bumper through that downtown tunnel. Now, South 5 looking great. You're slow from the U District to I-90. So a little bit of slowing to get through, but Linwood to Seattle, just a 15-minute commute. Bellevue to Linwood, we're down to 45 minutes. Scattered backups from Kirkland through Canyon Park with bumper-to-bumper volume still through Kirkland. Seattle to Linwood, we're down to 35 minutes with scattered backups between Shoreline and Linwood. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate the title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. Let's get organized. Let's get Closets by Design. When we decided to get closets, we went with Closets by Design. I told Nick, I said, don't just get the first one that pops up on Google. You probably guess which one that is. Let's keep the money local. That's what Closets by Design does. They've been family-run for 22 years, and they try to source most of the material right here in the Pacific Northwest. Now, they're not coming in with a box of parts and trying to jerry-rig the stuff in there. I mean, this is truly customized. Come to your house, walk around, they see the trouble spots, you explain what you'd like, and then they come up with all sorts of stuff you didn't think about. Well, how about we do this? And how about cabinets here? And how about a pull-out drawer? Wouldn't that be nice? And how about this for the sweaters and a place for the shoes? And you could have little cubbies for this and that. And you're like, let's do it. Then you think, oh boy, what's the cost going to be? Well, then you find out with Closets by Design, it's 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and 18 months financing, and free installation. You're like, let's go. It's a no-brainer. You're going to be able to get the organization, the storage that you never thought you'd have before with Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
As your traffic insider, here's what I've learned about navigating your way into Seattle for the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade. Leave your car at home and leave early. The parade departs Lumen Field at 11 a.m. And the biggest piece of advice I can give you, enjoy every minute of this. And go Hawks!
The home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from Nunn Better Tax Resolution. Last year, the big news, obviously, was the accomplishment of the big, beautiful bill, but that also comes with some big, beautiful changes to the IRS.
There are some big, beautiful changes going on, and so many of those changes in the big, beautiful bill impact 2025. There's definitely some big spiffs in there for the ordinary working person. One thing that I'm really disappointed in is the way that things have been communicated in regards to the Social Security. It is still going to be taxed. It's not like it's not going to be taxed, but it will be, for most people, a reduction in the amount of tax.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Nunn Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
There's no championship league for small business owners. But if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. You know, it's frustrating. You work your tail off for 40 plus years. The government takes 30 or 40% in taxes. Then they turn right around and waste it. Americans are getting fed up, and that's why they're taking advantage of tax planning. Charlie Harger here. Tax planning could significantly reduce your taxes, not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. Learn how much you could save in taxes when you retire with free retirement tax savings analysis from Boss Retirement Solutions. If you've saved more than $300,000, schedule your free analysis now by calling 206-210-1350. Don't pay the government one more dime than you need to. You need to call the team at Boss Retirement Solutions. Call 206-210-1350. 206-210-1350.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice.
Olympic Hot Tub Super Smart Top Special is here. Hey, it's Ryan Roland Smith. This is your chance to save now on your new hot tub and get a free smart top worth $3,700. Take it from me because I have one. Smart Top is the ultimate cover for your tub. Strong, long-lasting, and ready to defend your tub against northwest weather. Super Smart Top special savings will make you feel, well, super. Details at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
For nearly 50 years, over 90,000 homeowners have trusted Home Comfort Alliance, including me. John Curley here. Save up to $2,000 on a new Lennox heating and cooling system. Schedule your free consultation at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people at Home Comfort Alliance.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Thank you, Sean, for that. All right, with the John Curley Show, I'll go shoot. Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. Let the record show that Joe lost one Snickers bar today. It was on me, Andrew. All right, I assume no time for Hudson. There we go. Close enough. We got the letter of the day, but first take care of all the rest. Paul, you got the first one.
All right. This was on the Millionaire Tax Rally and Super Bowl bets. Katie in Tacoma, are there any millionaires at these rallies for the tax that they are speaking in favor of it? Or is it all people who would not be impacted by the tax rallying and speaking?
Katie in Tacoma, I think there was somebody there who says it would affect him. I think. Jared in Lakewood says, was Katie Wilson's mom and dad going to pay for the seafood she's sending to Boston? She has no problem spending other people's money.
Dave in Snohomish says, family has been here since 1890. I'm moving. Dems have screwed this place up, and I'm a union guy.
Dave, we can't lose you because you're a regular listener, so you have to promise to stick with us even when you move out. McDonald's ice cream machine, Kendall 360 says, I worked at McDonald's for 2 years in college. Never once saw the ice cream shake machine ever cleaned.
I do love me a McFlurry, though.
What? Okay, did you not listen to Kendall on 360?
But I'm going to McDonald's. You know, I'm already putting the poison.
Yeah, fine.
On the smoking tax there, 425 says, previous smoker here that has been doing the Zins for a couple of years. After the new tax that doubled the price on Zin this year in Washington, I have started smoking again.
Scott in the Snot in Fircrest says, it's pretty awesome that they can't tax mushrooms, though. Now that not that I'm advocating for it. Oh, he doesn't want him to. Yeah, don't be taxing those things.
Should John raise buffalo? Max in the 425 says, how sweet. Raise cute little buffalo.
Let's see. Paul says, John, just getting a hunting license during a proper hunting season for elk or deer, especially where you live. The elk can harvest about 170 pounds of meat, 35 pounds of dog food, and bones as well. Total cost for everything, the tag, the butchering, about $3.50 per pound. Better quality meat, similar to bison, and give you the sense of accomplishment, harvesting your own meat.
Would you be up for that?
I went over with my friend Larry, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on the deer. And then he gave me a lecture on, would you rather have them starve to death?
Tough.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
You can't close your eyes and pull the trigger.
Right.
Write that one down. All right.
All right. Jim in Everett has the letter of the day. He says, could I keep the buffaloes in the Golden Corral? It would be handy for dinner.
Yes, it would. Good joke. Sorry we screwed it up, Jim. All righty, there we go.
That's all.
Nate's got the rest. Let's do another hour, but let's make it sound like 3 to 4.
How about the 4 o'clock hour?
Yeah, sure. No, short-term memory problems you're going to really enjoy. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
We've got a new collision down in Olympia, North 5, just past Pacific Avenue, blocking 2 right lanes. We've got a bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Henderson Boulevard. That's about a 3-mile backup. So Olympia to Tacoma right now is at 55 minutes. Thank goodness our earlier backup through JBLM has cleared out. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is clearing out. We're down to a half hour. Federal Way to Tacoma, 20 minutes. It's crowded, though, from 320th down across the Puyallup River Bridge. Bellevue to South Center, a 35-minute trip. It's solid at 520 still to the Renton Landing, and it's really thick till you get through Factoria. Here in Seattle, North 5, it's packed at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. That is a stubborn backup. It's 40 minutes to clear this. Northbound 99 is bumper-to-bumper through the downtown tunnel. Bellevue to Linwood, still about 45 minutes with scattered backups from Kirkland into Canyon Park, and still really thick through Kirkland at about 85th. This really loosens up for you. Seattle to Linwood, just a half hour with scattered backups between Shoreline and Linwood. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Y'all ready, Seattle? Let's go.
It's about us. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
It's the Seahawks Super Bowl Championship Parade. Tomorrow.
12. It's your boy G. Scott. I'll be checking in live throughout the parade as I ride along with the Seahawks in the parade.
And Luke Ducey will be reporting live from the parade all day. Everything you need to make your plans is at mynorthwest.com. We're the home of the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. KIRO News Radio.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family-owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Esta canción que canto, amigos,
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax to its sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Fresh food comes from local farms. Check the package. For the best for your family, choose locally fresh Wilcox Family Farms eggs. And for eggs with 3 times the omega-3, choose Wilcox Omega-3 eggs. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.